before you get pissed off at us, man, we have nothing to do with this.
What? What is this?
Garbage! You know what? I can't take this anymore. It's an awful, awful radio show.
We're really, really mean-spirited, evil people who can't see the good in anything.
I think we've done a good job so far of being open-minded and broad-minded.
You know, like when you try to call the police when I touch you.
I don't call the police. I just pretend, because it makes you touch me a little harder.
Oh, God.
Excellence in broadcasting.
It's too bad you got to have some form of intelligence to listen to the Opie and Anthony show. Let's be honest, you probably didn't graduate high school. You probably have 3 or 4 kids, and you're probably a grandma at the age of 32. So I guess we have to give that much to you.
Tanya, I'd like to apologize.
Why would you apologize? Go away.
Opie.
Jail is better than this misery I'm in.
Anthony.
I just think Nazi, and I can't get it out of my head.
Jim Norton.
Hilarious! Hilarious, people!
You guys ready to laugh?
It's gotta be the greatest thing ever.
I'd sooner have a water drinking contest.
It's the Opie and Anthony show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony show. The One virus spreading across America. Phone number 1-866-313-FREE. That's 1-866-313-FREE. Jerry Falwell died.
I heard.
73. Bad ticker.
Yeah.
He was a fun guy.
Yeah, always a cheery fellow. But, what's his name from Hustler there?
Larry Flynn.
Larry Flynn put out a little statement.
What did he say?
Yeah, so it was, they became friends. They used to debate all the time.
When I was a kid, I used to read Hustler, and Larry Flint did the most vile, disgusting parodies with Jerry Falwell.
Yeah, that's why they always ended up in court.
Yeah.
And it was deemed parody, so he was allowed to do it. But they spent a lot of time then debating each other. They kind of took it on the road.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do that when they're enemies. You know, they kind of take it on the road.
Oh, they take advantage of it, make some money out of it.
Yeah.
Go on a speaking tour.
And he actually said he became friends with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a little hard to believe. Doesn't seem like they'd be, over each other's house having coffee. But, yeah, he's dead.
That's 73.
Godspeed.
Yeah. And then you had the Republican presidential candidates holding their first debate last night. That was a snooze fest.
When is the election?
It's like in 4.5 years from now.
Exactly. Someone should actually come out and start campaigning for the next election.
Yeah.
Like, I'm throwing my hat in the ring, and everybody would swoop around him, and then just say, no, for the next election. I think I got that one. I got it wrapped up.
It's never too early, right?
The only candidate running. Well, they do kind of do it a little too early.
Yeah.
Because nobody really, I don't know. I watched a little bit of it, caught a little bit of it. And, yeah, just boring. It's the same old thing. You had Giuliani kind of came across looking pretty good, I think. But he was just using 9/11 over and over again. And then when somebody brought up the fact that our involvement in Iraq caused 9/11, he was able to tear into them. There, he is on the TV screen. He was able to tear into them and kind of make him look stupid.
Yeah.
Got a big round of applause.
Did somebody tell Newt Gingrich nobody needs to hear from him? Dude, he hasn't been in the spotlight in 9 years. Now he's popping up like, all right, relax, folks, I'm here. Like
Here
you're an
to
ass
save
man.
the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody cares about Newt
Is
Gingrich.
he jumping into the election, though, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the Republicans see an opportunity, tell you the truth. Even though, I mean, they certainly aren't on the top of people's popularity lists. But I think they see an opportunity that the Democrats are kind of going for this never-before uncharted territory ticket kind of a thing. Because really the front runners here are Obama and Hillary. And a woman and a black guy, it's pretty, as front runners, are pretty uncharted. That's pretty uncharted territory. So I think the Republicans are thinking if the country stays with its mainstream attitude and doesn't really take their Democratic ticket seriously, if it's a woman or a minority, that they got a chance. So you're going to get all these guys throwing their hat in, thinking that they got a shot.
And who's in third place for the Democrats?
Exactly. Who's the poor guy in third place?
Is it Edwards?
Is he even running?
I don't know.
See?
I don't know.
See?
I think he is.
Because all you
I
hear
believe
about
he
is Hillary and Obama.
Yeah.
There's got to be another one. I don't know who. Larry Flint. Maybe Larry will throw his stupid hat in the ring.
Oh, jeez.
And then you got Paris Hilton. She's traumatized about going to jail. She's making a real big deal about this. And they're talking about maybe sending her to the pink prison in the middle of the desert.
Which one's that?
We talked about it. It's that prison in the middle of the desert in Nevada or something. And
It's not that tent city one.
Yeah, the tent city. Something about overcrowding. So that guy, whatever is. he basically said he would take her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it a nicer place or a...
No, they say it's miserable out there. You got to wear the pink jumpsuits, which is the least of your problems. You got to be outside
and work very hard. It's hot
under the tent in Tent City.
Oh, okay. That was that one that they say that they end up stinking real bad because they can't shower as often as they want.
Yeah, exactly. They make you work the whole time. It's over 100 degrees in the desert. So,
jeez, what did she really do?
She deserves it.
Really?
I'm fighting for a longer jail sentence. The more I hear about this, the happier I am. She's just everything you read about her makes her seem like she's a spoiled, awful little bitch, and you just want to see her go to jail.
Yeah.
Yes. She's distraught, and she's taking self-defense classes, and now she's crying. She can't get up.
You know what?
Testify.
But the whole self-defense thing it's Paris being Paris. She's brilliant. She knows how to market herself. One karate class is going to protect her from
prison.
Some of those prison babes that she's going to be serving time with.
People that have just been working out their whole lives.
She is brilliant how she markets herself. They did a whole thing on VH1 or E, just showing everything she's done in the last few years. Mm-hmm. She's not famous for anything except that she just knows how to get everyone's attention.
Yeah.
With the oopsie shot, she invented the oopsie shot. She invented carrying around like an endangered species instead of a little dog. Like
they basically a falconer.
They basically listed all the stuff that she's invented for other celebrities to do. Yeah, it used to be the little dog, and she said, screw that, I'm going to walk around with a monkey from the rainforest.
So you think going to jail is going to be the latest celebrity sensation?
Well, no, yeah, I know. No, she got caught. I mean, she finally got caught being stupid, but, her taking a karate class, that is the same. That's the old Paris still getting more and more attention, because she knows, all right, I might as well take advantage of this and get some stories out.
Do you honestly think that she's doing that for attention, though?
What, a karate class is going to help you in prison?
Going to prison is a pretty serious thing.
Right.
So you don't think that perhaps she's just kind of a desperate move, but taking these courses thinking maybe at least I could fend for myself a little bit more? Because she obviously knows nothing about fighting.
No.
You think it's a publicity move?
Absolutely, yes.
I'm not too sure about that.
Because I think when it comes down to it, because she is so famous, she's going to be beyond protected. So then why would she need the karate class?
Well,
but if she goes to a karate class, she gets the paparazzi and she gets her name in the news even more and continues feeding the story.
Beyond protected, or
feeding her image.
People are going to be on her just to say, look at what I did to Paris.
Yeah, when you're going to jail, you're not thinking, like, I spent one night in jail in my life.
Regular ex-con you are there, Jimmy.
Jail, yes. And I got prison tattoos and everything, anything to make the boys like me. But you're not thinking of anything. You're scared. That's it. Like, she's thinking about going to jail for over a month. She's not thinking of like, all right, well, this will be a good photo op, because she's rich beyond belief. She doesn't need any more money. She doesn't need any more attention. She's already an icon, like, as far as recognition. What does she care?
I think it's too scary to start thinking about publicity or anything when you're going to jail. That, to me, has always been the scariest thing that could happen to you, besides, maybe dying.
I don't see it. I really don't see it that way. She's seen all the celebrities that had to go to jail and how they're protected and treated and stuff, and it's going to be a cakewalk. She's going for some car violations.
She could do that on her head, standing on her head.
She can.
I don't know.
A month in jail is a long time.
That is a long time, man. And I don't think I think she's legitimately petrified. Like I said, if it was me, this is stupid Paris Hilton. All right, if I was going to jail, I'd be in tears.
But are you taking karate classes really?
I don't know.
Or you figure out how to make a shank?
Put in the situation. I wouldn't make a shank. It would get used on me. I'd pull it out to be a tough guy. Hey, get away from me. Next thing, they'd be pulling it out of me.
Well, you'd be poking the holding end into him, like the taped up end, like a dope.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it's. I don't think it's a publicity thing. I just don't think you think that way when you're going to jail. Why would you? She's already.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. All right.
It's not like she has a project she's plugging or something like that. Like
no, she doesn't. But she doesn't plug anything. She's all about just keeping her name in the press. She's not a legitimate celebrity. What has she done? No one knows.
Yeah, I guess we've seen her work.
Well, yeah. She invented those too. The sex tapes for the most part.
The green night vision sex tape.
Yeah. Right. So you catch illegals coming into Texas, and they happen to shoot her having sex, and boy, was she good at it.
She tried to be a singing sensation. Stars Are Blind. It's so obvious it was just produced in a studio. So she's not a singer. She's tried to do well. I mean, she's famous for Simple Life, obviously, but
yeah. But I mean,
that's just her being her.
I don't know. I just think the whole act of going to jail is enough publicity. You don't have to you don't have to bolster that with maybe taking karate classes or something.
What do you mean? She that was in a studio. That was her.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful voice.
Here's something. Do we really care?
Yeah.
Have fun, Paris. Have fun.
I kind of like.
You'll get through it.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Martha Stewart wasn't pretty and kissable. She had the whole
That's what it is too. Yeah. You're going to get picture some hardcore, women prisoners that you see on some of those MSNBC specials at night when they just focus on a prison. That's just, really weathered and been in there a while and just wants to, pull a Tyler Durden on a pretty face, just... Remember what Edward Norton did in Fight Club?
Of course.
To the blonde kid there? Was that Jared Leto?
Yeah, it was Leto.
And just beat his face in.
Made him look ugly.
That might be what someone wants to do.
Lurking by the mic, what's up?
And he just said, I just wanted to destroy something beautiful.
I just wanted to destroy something beautiful.
She's the image. When you look at, Martha Stewart's an older lady. No, she's a rich lady, but Paris is the image of spoiled, privileged wealth.
What the people in prison do not appreciate. Yeah, Martha was making brownies for them. Yeah. It was nice.
But she's not even in general population. That's what I keep saying. And you don't think the Hiltons have some connections to make sure their daughter is at least protected in jail?
Get fresh towels every day in jail? What is she going to...
She's probably going to have spa treatments every day. Or are you kidding?
Housekeeping!
You're making it sound like it's someone from Bayshore or something that's going to jail for, DUI or whatever.
Yeah.
This is Paris Hilton.
She'll be protected, but
they protected Joey Buttafuoco.
Did they?
Buttafuoco just got out for doing, I forgot how much time. He was never in general. Yes, recently. He just got out a week ago. What was he 2 weeks ago. I don't know what the latest one was. I don't know.
Joey's a big kid, though, man. I met him one time in L.A. years ago. He has hands like my face. Joey's a big dude, man. And all he did was have sex, and, he didn't...
And the Girls Gone Wild dude just got out, and he was in jail But he was also protected. But he was crying like a little girl because somebody in the next cell over was making his life miserable. But he was never in contact with the guy.
What I find odd is they said that a death row inmate was taunting him.
Right.
And that made him cry.
Well,
which reminded me of the fat boy scene from Shawshank Redemption when they bet on the fish and who's going to break down first.
Yeah.
They must have picked him.
And look who's jumping in on the Paris story, but my very own good ex-hooker friend, Natalia.
Natalia.
From New York Confidential is actually in page 6, and she's telling her, be afraid of jail, and it's the worst experience of your life.
That's what you want to hear.
Whoever this girl's publicist is, by the way, whoever Natalia's publicist is, how she tied her in with the Paris Hilton story is genius.
Because she's an attractive girl in prison. So she's probably got a good insight, but she was a hooker.
Why don't you just get Linda Blair to talk about when she went in 1974?
In Caged Heat or whatever that was?
Yeah. What a brilliant publicist that this woman has.
I hope you guys are right. I hope that she's in general population. We get some fine prison babe films out of it.
A few good stories.
Yeah, if she wants to keep her fame going, agree to making some kind of prison babe film.
Yeah,
Is that a reality show? Yeah.
Cage Heat 4.
I don't want to see her get
Paris Hilton.
Paris.
Huh?
I don't want to see her get slashed, but I mean, it is kind of just funny that she's just going to live in those awful conditions for 45 days.
I think just the idea of being in prison to me is the constant state of fear that you'd be in. Just constantly. It doesn't matter if you're in general population or isolated. You just don't know and it's all from watching stupid prison movies and hearing stories and stuff, but you just constantly think somebody's going to come in and do something awful to you. That's all you think of in prison. That is the main deterrent of prison for people, is that at some point during your tenure, someone will come in and do something awful to you.
That's why my taxes get paid. It's not that I love the government. It's my fear of being assaulted sexually by another man who's larger than me.
Exactly.
I pay my taxes.
That's what keeps people out of prison. Prison seems like camp with with bars, but you can't leave. But without that assault that's going on, it's who cares? You did something wrong. You go in, you eat, you hang out with people. There's crafts. There's weightlifting. You could play a little ball out in the yard. It's camp.
No, it's creepy. Driving to Newark Airport, there's a prison right off the highway.
Yeah.
And the last trip I took, they're in the yard just playing basketball.
Yeah.
And we just drove by them like it was no big deal.
See,
and it was the strangest thing to see.
It's just the assaults that are the bad part of prison.
Being punched must suck, too. I don't want to be beaten either. But
that's what I mean. I don't just mean sexually. I just mean being assaulted. It would seem like, you're just walking around and you round a corner and just get a huge ham fist right in your face for no reason.
I was watching a jail show recently, and they're showing all this. They have security footage for the guard towers.
Yeah.
And when they attack you in a prison yard, it's not like two guys square off and go, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
One
not like the
guy's
movies.
Walking, all of a sudden, two guys are just there, and there's 4 fists hitting the man at the same time.
Yeah, pummel the guy for 3 seconds. And he's laid out. Yeah, maybe they do that quick stick with the shank.
When they shank you a lot, and they shank you in the belly. They don't just give you a quick stabbing and run away.
In the movies, it's always like the shank goes in, and then the guy goes like, ugh, and he holds the shank into him and says something to him.
Yeah.
This is for Murray.
Yeah.
And then he slowly goes to the ground. But in real life, it's just...
This is for Murray?
Murray was very angry with the prisoner. He had to shank him and let him know.
That's the worst jail name I've ever heard.
Murray.
Stabbed him Lou or Ted.
Murr.
He went old school.
So yeah, every time you see like a
This is for Mr. Slaughter.
Every time I see one, it's brutal. The life. It kind of makes you feel like if that's my competition as a male. Like, when you want to get down to it, not financially or career-wise, but it's as like breeding creatures, like male, female, if that's the competition, I mean, I'm finished.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm finished. I have nothing.
Yeah, that's how it used to be, too, before we made all this stuff around us.
Really? It was pretty much just, those criminals and stuff running around with everybody else.
Yeah.
And you had to fend them off.
Yeah, that's why we invented guns.
Guns and jails and everything else.
All right, we got to take a break. We're just getting started here. Our phone number is 1-866-313-FREE. We got things to talk about, and we'll do that next. It's Opie and Anthony.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Opie and Anthony just got me wild. I just got wild!
We'd tell you how to get a WOW sticker, but we can't plug the website.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show
On 92.3 Free FM.
Hey, you're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. It's the O&A virus spreading across America. Phone number 1-866-313-FREE. That's 1-866-313-FREE. We were talking about Paris Hilton going to jail and blah, 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 blah. And then we get word from the green room. Rich Voss has prison stories or something.
Prison stories.
And we're all sitting here like...
When did he do time?
He never went to jail. What is he talking about?
I know the guy had a pretty extensive drug career. I don't know if that was it.
Well, we were talking about Paris Hilton going to jail, and we hear that you got prison stories.
Well, I mean, they're not exactly prison stories or really county stories, but I did spend a couple different nights in city jails in my hometown.
For what? Don't tell me. Dewey.
Yeah, pretty much
Was
traffic and revoke list. But I remember one time...
Revoke list?
Being on the revoke list. Driving on the revoke list.
When your license is revoked?
Yeah, it's the revoke list. When your license is taken
I just
away.
heard driving with a revoked license. I never heard of this revoked list, but... Okay.
Yeah, I was on the list. It was me and 6 other guys and in Jersey that were on the list. And I remember being in city jail, and I wanted to be kind of tough and stuff, so I burnt my name up in the ceiling because they would take toilet paper or lighters and you would burn your name like you did time, and I did probably
like you did time.
I did like 8 hours. And
he's marking time like it's years for hours. He's got the 5/8.
Yeah, I had 6:45 till my mother bailed me out.
He didn't even he got Voss was he. And it was time to leave.
Like, I can leave? Yeah, screw this.
Can I just write the R-E? No, leave.
And then,
did you squint when you walked out? Like you'd been in the hole for so long, even though it was like light when you went in and light when you got out?
Like what, Brubaker? What? Was it Brubaker?
He should have taken care of himself like Brooks did in Shawshank when you got out. Just hang yourself.
Well, when
do everyone a favor, Voss.
I went and collected my stuff at the window, and instead of gaining interest, I owed them money. That's how short I was in there. And all the other 2 guys, were yelling at my mom.
So you really don't have prison stories?
Well, I do. I have another one, too. These are, prison. What do you see prison? I mean, incarcerated, against your will.
Yeah.
Would be like being in. I have rehab stories, too. One time went
rehab is not like prison.
Well, to some extent,
I've never been.
No, it isn't.
But I'm assuming any TV show I've seen on rehab, it doesn't look like prison to me.
Well, no, but here's another one. I had to go to court because because my dog got loose a lot, and my dog got loose.
Boss, you just don't have prison stories, do you?
All right, let's hear the good one.
Well,
He's got a good one.
My dog got loose. I had a big dog, Betts, and
Betts?
Yeah, I call.
Don't be gambling addict you are. Named your dog after your addiction.
Yes. So,
come here, double down.
I had to go to court, and I showed up, and I had real short shorts back in. Remember, you had those shorts without the pockets.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Wait, how short were your shorts?
What were you?
They were like up to here.
You were wearing like hot pants.
Yeah.
That's hot pants. Daisy Dukes.
Wait, were your
Daisy Dopes.
Were your Daisy Dopes? Were your jean shorts so short you could see the pockets?
There wasn't any pockets, but if there were, you could see them.
You were wearing like girl shorts.
That's what, girls would wear.
At least if a guy is wearing short shorts, you see like the pockets sticking out.
Yeah.
With some cheek hanging out the back.
Well, I used to wear them to certain people's houses, to try to take advantage of certain situations. Anyhow, I'll discuss it later. Here's the thing: I went to court, and I was in and out of court for my dog. I mean, this dog was trouble, and I show up with the short shorts and a tank top, and I'm holding my skateboard, right? I was on the revoke list.
Were you a male prostitute?
Yeah, you sound like. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, you sound like you were dressed like a male prostitute.
No.
Now you got to explain this because that's what everyone else is thinking.
What? That was a
you
male
wore the
prostitute?
short shorts and a tiny little tank top for what? To take advantage of who?
Well, back in my day, I had an addictive personality, and certain people that would distribute, that would help my
sell you
person.
crack.
Drug dealers.
Yeah.
Stupid
Drug dealers.
Certain ones of them, would like the way I looked. So,
Oh my
Wow. Wow.
So
Boss.
you don't glance over that. To curry the favor of drug dealers, you dressed sexy.
You
Yeah.
dressed sexy
Did
to
you-
get what? A discount?
well, the guy.
Oh. Did you look in your drawer and stuff before and go, yeah, this is the one I got to wear for this drug dealer?
Would you wear no socks to make your calves look better? He'd probably oil his legs up.
Yeah, no.
All right. Now we got to back up. So where did you get the short shorts from without the pockets? Because that's not like
They're
normal.
probably cut-offs.
Well, no,
That's
no,
right.
back
No,
then-
he says there's no pockets.
No, back in those days, those were like the basketball shorts
Dude,
that
I
you would wear.
A little known fact, I spent most of my life playing basketball, and I played it in the era where you wore shorts that were a little short on the court. They were never that short.
You don't remember that? Like they were like some were like white and they had like trim around them, blue.
All right, so you would wear the short shorts,
Yeah.
and a tiny tight tank top,
Yeah.
because some of these drug dealers were attracted to you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was a cute little guy back then. I had long hair.
Look, we need the help today, but you're insane. People are not going to forget this anytime soon.
Well, it's not a big deal. It was back in the day. I let it go. It's not like I did.
Does Bonnie know this?
No. What do you mean? I don't tell her all my stories.
Oh, she's
Take
not listening
forever.
right now, right?
It would take forever.
It's like it's not going to get back to her or anything.
Another thing that was glanced over is the fact that because he was on the revoked list and had a revoked license, he went from a car to a skateboard.
Yeah.
Like, isn't there a bicycle or something in between that you might...
Yeah,
A
but
skateboard isn't good for transportation, really.
He probably sold the bike for crack too.
That's true.
On this creep.
Yeah.
So you show up at.
Yeah, how did he have any possessions if he's dressing up for the drug dealer to curry favor?
What else? Would you act sexy? Would you like kind of flirt with him and cross your legs a certain way?
Well,
Yeah, let's get into this now because you can't just blow
Did
it
you
off.
sashay in?
You were
Were you
knock on the-
sashaying?
You would knock on the door with the short shorts and the tight tank
Yeah, we would
top.
go up there.
Would you wear makeup? What else would you
no, I
have
didn't
on your
wear
body?
makeup. I didn't have makeup. I had my hair. I had long hair, long curly hair.
Hi, it's Rich Voss, Daddy. I'm coming over.
How addicted were you?
Oh, what do you want me to wear? The little ones with the blue trim and a tank top. All right, it'll take me a while. Your place is uphill, and I have a skateboard.
So what happens? You get there.
Well, I go there with other friends, right? One or two probably one that would have a car to get us there because it's in another town. And I remember, I guess if I sat certain ways.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me?
I did.
So if you would sit a certain way, like some old people sit on the beach sometimes, and you turn your head and you get a look at, like, melted Turkish taffy.
So were you wearing anything underneath the short shorts?
No.
Oh, God. Damn, Rich.
Yeah.
So you'd sit a certain way.
Well, it was hot. It was the summer.
No, it wasn't hot. Oh, you meant temperature-wise. Okay.
So you found a drug dealer that was gay, bisexual. What was the deal? Something's going on there.
Both of them were gay.
You just appreciated
But, the younger one liked
young
me.
Rich.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
The
Here's
younger
what
one liked me.
This is the deal. Listen.
You're having an anxiety attack.
No, I'm not.
You're kind of breathing heavy now and everything. You're like,
Here's the
Because
thing.
he's remembering the moment and getting all worked up.
Okay, here's how.
don't worry, there's not many people listening to us today, so no one will remember this. Don't worry about
Listen,
it.
it doesn't matter.
All right, so you bang on the door, they let you in,
me
you sit on the
backtrack
couch.
this. We went there one other time, and my friend Kevin, we went there, and I think the guy's name was, I don't remember the guy's name, it was, whatever. Let's say Tony, but it wasn't. But I said to Kevin, come upstairs, right? So, to his room. So Kevin said, okay.
It's all flustered.
So the guy hit on my friend Kevin, but Kevin got extra stuff as the guy was hitting on him. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you saw that happening.
So Kevin told me about it, and, a light bulb went on for the next time when I would go over. Why should Kevin be invited upstairs?
Stop with you.
Oh, you were
and a
jealous.
Light bulb.
was jealous.
like a fat chick.
Yeah, you were the fat chick. So you had to start dressing sexier.
So I said...
With Jim, it was just a match light over his head. Oh, Jim, Rich, I stink. I was looking at Jim. Jim.
Right experience, wrong guy.
You were the fat chick jealous of your hot friend.
Well, Kevin was a good-looking man.
So you decided it worked well for him. What did he have to do for his little extra?
He didn't do anything. Kevin was... just a...
So what? He would just, let him take a look?
It's hot in here. Let me take my shirt off.
Okay.
He just slowly take it off like a model does.
After the guy, I guess, hit on Kevin said, no, I'm getting out of here. Well, then the next, time we went over there.
You're leaving something out because you said that Kevin got extra stuff.
No, yeah.
Just for being him.
Just for being hot.
The guy would invite you upstairs. Kevin was very good looking. I'm not going to lie. You would go up, the guy would invite you upstairs. Every time you go over there, I guess he would.
But see, how would he get... All right, I understand. He goes upstairs, but how is he getting more if he's not doing anything? Because I'm thinking if you're being invited upstairs and you're accepting the invite, that this guy is expecting something from Kevin. Now, Kevin's not giving anything up, but he's still getting extra stuff.
Well, he's getting it until he says no.
Yeah, probably a little incentive by the drug dealer guy, and then, maybe he can work it. It's like a first date.
Yeah.
It's like you don't put too much pressure on him.
He gave up. He gave up a little something.
It's like you're buying a gal drinks at a bar.
Yeah, there you go. You don't know if you're going home, and she might say no.
All right. So now you realize this was going on with Kevin, so you decide to make the trip upstairs looking...
So the next time...
Tiny little shorts, nothing underneath.
He gets in his sexy clothes. The thought of this, the thought process, and the whole procedure. So Rich goes, yeah, okay, great. Let me get in my sexy clothes.
Well, I had a nice little thin body back then. I mean, I still do now. But, I was... Listen, I had long hair... I was...
Stop, we've seen the videos.
Okay.
Look, the long hair was a Jerry curled mess.
He looked in the mirror, though. This long hair could help me out.
Yeah. I'm going to get me... Like looking in the mirror, talking to himself, I'm going to get me some dope tonight. Yeah. Oh, I look sexy.
So, I remember... we get to his house the one time, and I have my shorts... Nice little tank top.
Right. Nice little tank. Don't try to talk it up to us.
and we're sitting there. All
we were going to sit here and go, all right, I understand.
Oh, a nice little tank top.
Yeah, I thought it was a sloppy one with some spaghetti stains.
So then the guy says, oh, I got to show you something. Come upstairs. And I'm like, oh.
And you're like, yes.
Here it comes. Yes. Here it comes. Oh, he likes me.
Right? It's like being asked to the prom.
Yeah. I picked out the right outfit.
How excited were you that you pulled it off? Like, yes.
Did you keep hinting about going upstairs? Like, you got more than one floor to this place? And the guy wouldn't ask him up.
How about that prude Kevin? So when I get up there, then he's got the mirror out and he's, throwing all kinds of stuff out. And then he makes a pass, and I go, oh, no. And he had a Doberman Pinscher sitting by the door.
Oh, no. This is Rich's excuse why he got into some action. Why else would you mention the dog?
What type of pass was made?
You don't glance over.
Yeah, don't glance over a pass. What type of pass was?
He said, hey, I find you attractive or something.
Did he?
Another guy says to another guy.
Did you giggle giddily?
I said,
it's like a gentleman in 1950. I find you attractive.
I find you attractive.
Did you run home and put it in your diary? What is wrong with
diary? He found me attractive.
Dear diary.
Oh.
Yes, an exclamation point, but there's no dot under it. It's a heart.
Yeah.
So
Kevin isn't the only one that is considered sexy.
I got goosebumps.
All right. And then he invited me upstairs. You're a tramp.
Yeah, really.
You're a drug addict.
Little floozy.
You're a drug addict. Tramp.
Hey, listen.
All right, so you go upstairs. There's a dog.
There's a dog.
He's hitting on you. The drugs are flying. So you're like, all right. Now what?
you know.
And don't lie.
I'm not lying.
We're looking right at your eyes.
I would tell you something happened. I'm not going to lie. Please, I'm not going to lie.
I know, at this point.
At this point, you know,
Is he going to make it look manly by lying?
I told you when me and my friend used to lay in bed and do things. And not, you know,
exactly.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's not a big deal.
So the dog is there looking at you, disgusted with your behavior.
I know.
As you're getting hit on.
Yes, and the dog, I think, had, you know, was kind of, had problems. What? And he said, you know, I think he might have even left the room and I might have stole a little. I don't know. I might have. I don't remember because I used to do that a lot too if I could.
Steal the drugs?
A little. I remember I got millions of stories like that.
You don't get beat up for that.
That's not a big deal. So, they're going to beat me up there? They would throw me out and just say, don't come back. Not going to beat me up.
Why, because you were so pretty?
That's understanding drug dealers. Like that. Like you don't get beaten for stealing from them. They just get the, like, you know, you're going to lose your frequent flyer mile status.
What do they do? Like throw you out and then go, and stay out.
Right. Yeah, like you're card counting.
They don't. You know, so nothing happened. He hit on me and then, you know, I think we walked downstairs and they said, you know, listen, why would I bring up a story? Well, and the story, this is back to
there's a piece of the film missing.
No, there's not.
Piece of the film.
He hit on you.
A rough edit done here.
Yeah, like
how'd you get out of
it?
Yeah, how'd you get out of it? Because now, I mean, you gave him all the signs. You dressed sexy. You went upstairs. You know what happens when you go upstairs. Kind of told you. He hit on you, and then how does it go from you're not accepting the hit, and you're walking back downstairs hand in hand? You know,
I mean, not hand in hand. I made up a good lie, you know, or something. I said, you know, I'm uncomfortable or nervous or whatever. I don't know, or maybe
it was just the drugs, baby.
Did you negotiate, though? Did you negotiate? You're like, all right, I won't do that, but I'll do this.
No. There was no contact whatsoever.
Look, but we know you're in a great place with your life. You've been drug-free for a long
21 years.
But something is going on that you're not telling us.
Going on.
I don't put it past him to have done some favors for drugs.
If you're going to dress like that and go upstairs,
your only mode of transportation is a skateboard.
Right. There's desperation there.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah, like I want the guy to co-sign for me. I don't need to. You know, it wasn't like I manipulated or scammed other dealers.
You wanted to be a kept man.
That's funny. And I think, you know, we went down.
So what kind of hitting on did he do?
Well, you know,
did he touch your leg?
Was there anything? Did he touch your arm or your leg or anything?
No, he went and probably he laid on the bed, sprawled out.
Bed?
Well, I sat in a chair. Well, it was in his room. There was
you went to the bedroom?
Yeah, yes, that's where you would invite people.
Most bedrooms have a chair.
A chair?
Yes.
Yeah, what is this? Grandma's room? Or the chair?
You sat on the bed with him.
No.
Yes, you sat on the bed.
No.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
All right, at least admit that you sat on the bed.
No, I don't. No, it didn't happen.
I don't know.
That. No, I don't remember. It didn't happen.
I don't remember. So he laid back on the bed. What was he wearing?
Lean like this, you know,
yeah, the Burt Reynolds pose. We'll go old school.
Yeah, Voss is on his right arm propped up.
All right, so what is he wearing?
Just 20-something years. He might have had a tank top too. That might have been style back then. Tank top too.
There was a tuft of hair coming out of the neckline. I remember it.
And
so he laid back on the bed. Did he have short shorts on too?
Oh God, I'm trying to remember.
He wears short shorts.
I'm trying to remember. He had to see these shorts. They were right
up. Naring his legs before he leaves to buy drugs.
He had to see. And, you know, he's pouring out, and he probably said, have you ever been with a guy or something? Or have you ever, because I was young then. I was younger, too. You
were 40.
I was,
way back when.
Way back.
But he kind of, brushed your shoulder or something?
Could have done something.
Could have done something.
All I know is nothing happened, but he did hit on me.
That's
you knew
whatever
you
just described is something happening, by the way.
And fast forward 20 minutes, it's like that Michael Douglas scene. What was the movie when he peeks in his daughter's with the drug dealer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Steve Voss pinned down with his eyes shut.
Yeah.
No. And
got the name of the movie all
the sad thing is because nothing's going to happen because my other friends are there, and all of us know that if you're invited upstairs.
Well, they lined up downstairs like porkies.
By the way,
waiting.
Great
to get
feedback.
into the room.
Great feedback coming in. Piece of film missing. This is the Hindenburg footage without the blimp. You are leaving out some huge chunks of this story.
No,
Dude, we've been doing this a really long time.
Yeah, but
Who are you kidding?
First of all,
You were addicted, man. You weren't thinking about,
Listen, okay.
You didn't have any standards back then.
Okay, you're radio hosts. You're not interrogators or the FBI.
Really?
You think
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
But we do know the difference between that and, like, here's the splice of film missing. All of a sudden you're downstairs going, I sure would like to purchase some drugs, and then there's like a sloppy edit, and you're walking out tucking your tank top in.
Yeah. You obviously were so desperate that you weren't driving anymore. Your transportation was a skateboard. You decided that short shorts would get you more drugs with nothing underneath, by the way, and a tank top. You know that going upstairs gets you more drugs. Kevin went upstairs. So you went upstairs. You were desperate. So why are you also going to say all of a sudden go, no?
I feel like I'm talking to John Douglas here. Here's a FBI profiler. That was.
Here's the other thing.
Can I have a coffee and a cigarette? What?
Here's the other thing. If you say no to his advances, then this connection's going to dry up.
Well, no, that's not true. We're really not true because
you gave him enough so you could go back there and get more drugs. It's obvious. Whether it's whether you gave him a little show or did something else.
A little show. So you were sitting on the chair and you would sit a certain way so he would have a view.
Well, not a complete. I'm not disgusting. What's
no,
wrong
I'm
with
just
you?
saying a view like, maybe the shorts. Were the shorts like tight around your leg, or did it leave some opening and some slack?
Oh, no, it was opening. There was no tightness.
I wish
I had a picture of it.
Voss was giving Paris Hilton oopsies.
Oopsies.
The simple mind.
I'm picturing that scene from True Lies.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden, like he does a little dance for the drug dealer.
Oh, my God.
Now take your clothes off. Now do a little dance for me.
Dude, you did some kind of negotiating. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. See, first of all.
Maybe you didn't want to go all the way, but you did something because you didn't want this drug connection to dry up. Because there would be such a disappointment that this dude didn't get anything from you except a look at your hot body and short shorts.
Or maybe a peek at an oopsie.
Yeah, you did.
And a brush on the shoulder, on your bare shoulder from the tank top.
You did something.
In his bedroom.
You did
Listen,
something.
here's the thing. If you remember looking back, if you went out with a hot girl on the first date or second date, nothing happened, you wouldn't.
It's kind of a different situation, Rich.
Why?
Going out with a hot girl on a date and going up and wearing sexy outfits so you can garner favors from a drug dealer. It's a little different.
And what problem did the dog have? And be careful.
No, I don't know. It just seemed for a Doberman, he was a little wimpy and he would just lay there. It was kind of sad. A Doberman is supposed to be.
So you didn't have any fear of the dog, so you could have left at any time.
No, I think the dog was looking at me going, let's get out of here together. I think the dog.
Oh, okay. You see where you might be going with that?
I don't know.
Let's go to Jesse. Jesse, what do you have?
Hey, what's up, boys? I bet you've lost and the drug dealer invited Tyra over and they had a panty party.
Yeah, did you have a panty party? A panty party?
I put on my boy shorts.
Well, Greg on Long Island has something, too. Greg, what's up?
Hi. Rich, did you wear long nails to make your stubby little fingers look longer?
I'm doing that right now.
Did you have press-on nails?
Lee press-on nails.
You know what? If he's admitting to this...
Yeah.
And we have been doing this long enough to know this much, Rich. You're leaving something out.
Yep.
And it's a good one. I'm sure you're leaving out a sexy, juicy detail.
Did you add fake boobies to your outfit? Did you something?
Did he kiss your neck?
No.
Did he lean into let me tell you a secret? You're like, yeah, and you felt his lips brush your ear and your neck.
Ew.
Just kind of giggled.
No,
pretend you didn't notice.
And I picture an awful, cheesy scene of incense burning, and the room is a little dark. Maybe a lava lamp. Or one of those multicolored lights that spin around from the heat of the bulb.
What's that Watchtower song from Hendrix playing in the
Yeah, just an awful scene, this cheesy hack scene.
The Fly United poster, but it's, it's
I know we can get more out of
the melting face drug guy on there and blacklight light going.
I used to have those black light posters.
Admit one more thing as far
What?
as this scenario goes that you're leaving
He
out.
might have put his hand on my leg. You know.
All right. Well, now we got touching.
Just a little.
All right.
He might have.
He might have.
Maybe a hand on the leg.
And he stopped there, right? Because you're saving yourself for marriage.
Yeah.
Dear diary.
You know, and I just
going back tonight. Let you know what happens later.
Right. It's on YouTube. It's Lonely Girl 48.
Do you want to kiss me? I'm going to kiss you on the mouth.
He's making little videos in his little bedroom. Dear diary.
So back to
my first date with the drug lord went very well.
Drug lord?
I'm talking to Susie and trying to figure out if I should give it up or not. Gonna have to sneak out of my parents' house to have a second date with the drug lord.
Hand on the knee. Is he courting you for marriage? The drug dealer does that.
You know what?
Make an awful offer. He's trying to seduce Voss.
Yeah.
First of all, he wasn't like some gangster drug dealer. He was, he liked
the local guy, huh?
Well, he wasn't. I mean, I guess he liked having parties.
So he touched you inappropriately.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, he probably put his hand there, hey,
Hey, what do you need?
He's like, all right, this guy's easy. I don't have to, pull out too many tricks.
You're like a drug dealer slut, is what you are. That's what you are.
Voss was the first guy that actually tried to get upstairs. Most of them would resist it and go reluctantly.
Yeah.
Voss just stood up and showed at the foot of the stairs. Was like,
I brought a ladder to his house.
Like, what about me?
Do you have a duvet? I'd like to see it.
No, Rich, and I play golf with you.
Yeah.
And
does he pat you on the butt when you? Does he pat you on the butt when you have a good drive?
No, this is. I guess I just want to ask: do you look back at all this like it's a completely different life, like a completely different person?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, you do certain I mean, I didn't, but you act certain ways or do certain things, you have one
But do you look back
one goal in life, and that's to party or to, to
but
get
do you
high.
look back and you have really no concept of that Rich Voss? Like, you're like, wow, I did all that?
No, because here's the thing. All the stuff I've done in life brought me to where I am now. It gave me the knowledge.
Rationalization of the whole thing.
Well, yeah, of course you go,
You
wow.
might have been in an even better position right now if you didn't do that. You ever think of that one? Everyone that says that, what I've been through was hard, but at least it brought me to where I am now. You could have been an astronaut, idiot. You went to school and stayed there and did good.
That's a good argument if you're Bill Gates.
Yeah, exactly.
All my parts.
Everything that I went through. Yeah, you're Bill Gates in the garage building computers, whatever. Everything I went through. Yeah, it seems like another life, but here I am in my Seattle mansion or whatever it is. And there's Rich. It got me to where I am now. On this show? I mean, come on.
No, as a stand-up, being a brilliant comic that has experienced a lot, like a great comic has experienced enough in life.
Can
where
you
they
stop
can
throwing adjectives in front of yourself?
Great comic.
A brilliant comic, a great comic.
Instantly, like Eddie Murphy popped in my head, Richard Pryor.
No, if listen to me, and I as a comic am, I'm brilliant, that. But here's the thing. To become a great comic or a great anything, musician, artist, it's from experience in life.
I want to karate kick you.
Oh, my God.
Except you can't lift your leg. Here's the thing, Tubby. I want to kick him. I want to do a lot of things, but this is what's holding me back. Okay? My food addiction.
I want to do a lot. Well, at least I never went to the supermarket broke and asked the butcher to rub my legs for a few bucks for an extra burger, stupid.
All right, we got to take a break. Rich, what the F?
We'll be back with the drug whore in a few.
Dear diary. He likes me. He really likes me. You had me at how much do you need?
Did you have flowers that you just would play with in your room? He loves me. He loves me not.
Oh, you're despicable.
My life. Listen. Well, whatever.
Yeah, well,
it brought you here, Rich.
What I'm saying,
people are saying you're Julian from Less Than Zero. That is a great reference, Jay in Boston.
At least now,
Boston.
yeah.
That's where I'm going to be. I'll be in Providence, Rhode Island this weekend. That's right by Boston, isn't it?
Sure.
When?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I meant to say where. Where?
Catch a Rising Star in Providence.
Very good. More with Rich Voss. We'll talk about our comic tour. I think he's willing to give up a little more as far as the story goes. We got him to the point where now he's admitting there was some touching going on. Might as well just admit it, then we can move on.
No.
I mean, I promise you, admit it, we'll just move on. Instead of trying to get it out of you for the next hour. It's Opie and Anthony.
I love showing my to introverted fat guys. We whip them out Wednesday.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show on 92.3 Free FM.
Weekdays, noon to 3. New York's 92.3 Free FM. Talk that rocks.
Good morning. Thanks for listening to the Opie and Anthony Show. I want to say good morning to the O&A pest all over America. It's the O&A virus spreading across America. 1-866-313-FREE. It's also Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Get your WOW stickers on your cars and your trucks. And
a lot of them out there.
Yeah, I see a lot of WOW stickers these days. And there are ladies out there that'll flash you. Been happening for many years. Rich Voss in studio. We got a little song for you, Rich.
Man, dig that crazy chick.
Oh, wear short.
We wear short.
Hello, I'm coming over. I need an 8-ball. Which ones? The blue ones with the trim? Okay. A tank top.
Did you practice walking like a girl?
Do you want my hair up or down? I got high heels I could wear. It makes my calves look good.
And I got a unicorn T-shirt. I can wear my hair in braids for you.
I used to wear the braids down the side.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. You remember that look? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Well, you don't. Instead of the ponytail, the braid on each side, kind of like.
When was this? Look.
Back in the day. I mean,
Yeah, back in the day.
You know, I had a big, gigantic afro in school, but then well, the whole story started about jail, and I'll tell you, I went into the courtroom wearing my short shorts and my skateboard.
All right.
And
that's where we were.
I was there because I got pulled over again in my car, or my dog.
Wait, you got pulled over wearing your short shorts?
No. This is a different. Why I was in court? No, why I was in court. But this was the dog story, or so, whatever.
Rich wears short shorts.
So you're in court.
So I'm in court. I don't usually work with background music.
You should.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, and the judge. Hold on, I got a little water. The judge.
Oh, judge is a tough one for him.
Yeah. The guy running the courtroom.
Almost lost a tooth on that.
the matter. What do they call it? Whatever.
Oh no, he tried to say magistrate. The matador. He's bullfighting.
The magistrate. You know, they call my name, and I walk up holding the skateboard to my side.
Yeah.
And this is no lie. The judge was my first cousin. On the other side was related to him. You know, but he's not related to me. On the other side, like, whatever.
No.
Okay.
Some type of relative?
Not really, but related to a relative.
Oh, okay.
On the other side. Mm-hmm. So I walk up there. He goes, "How dare you come into my courtroom like this?" And I'm like a wise guy. I go, "Hey, I'm playing hoops. I didn't even realize I had a, court date. I'm in a game right now or something. I was at, I'm playing ball."
Did he know he was related to you?
Yeah, he knew, but they didn't like me. Even my first cousins, their family, no one really liked me.
No one liked you. Good. Just leave it at that. No one liked you.
Like my uncle used to come over and. They would try to discipline me. Like, they didn't like my family. They didn't like my family.
Sounds worse.
They didn't like my family, and they hated me the worst out of the family. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, how dare you come in my court? Then he says to me, he goes, whatever I was in there for, he said, okay, 8 weekends in county jail. Right.
8 weekends?
Yeah, weekends.
For driving with a revoked license?
Yeah,
No, he was on the revoked list.
Because I was in and out, and this time I was in. Now it hits me. This time I was in there, and I didn't have. I was in and out for the revoked list, and I was back on, and I didn't have my insurance card in the car or whatever. Not insurance, right? He goes, I'm sick of seeing you. I was in and out there with my dog and driving and stuff. He said 8 weekends in county jail, right? And right then, like a tear.
Did you start crying?
A tear came down.
Oh, no.
Like a tear, and I'm in my shorts with and it's just like, almost all the power was just taken out. It was completely like, it's like when they say, well, we're not picking up your TV show. You know what I mean? Only a little worse.
You cried during that, too?
Yeah, yes. And a tear.
Rich cries at pitch meetings.
And I said, I don't think it's going well.
As he sits there in his short shorts. At pitch meeting.
This is a show.
Wow.
So I said, but I wasn't, I did have insurance. He said, I'll give you a day to prove it. I guess you go to the insurance company.
Yeah.
And then we'll suspend the sentence.
It suspended the sentence.
What kind of punishment is that?
So I got the proof, and that was, I almost spent 8 weekends in county. In county, they say it could be worse than prison.
So this is an almost in jail story.
Well, I had the...
we got the short shorts.
Thank God we got that out of it. But he was actually starting with an I almost went to jail story.
Well, here's the thing. I talked about spending nights in city jail. I talked about that. I talked about, things that led to whatever, and I've watched every prison movie there ever was, pretty much. I mean, I watched I read books on prison. The Hot House is one of the best prison books you could ever read. It's about Leavenworth. I know. I've driven past prisons and I stop and look at them.
So this is your experience. So the bottom line, when you first came in here, because we heard you had prison stories.
Prison experience, basically, yeah.
It was you almost went to county and you've driven past prisons and watched prison movies. Do you understand that makes you about as much an expert as everybody?
No. Yeah. I know. I've seen I've read a lot of prison books, and I've had friends.
Fiction or like...
No,
fantasy.
You see Cool Hand Luke?
Well, a great prison movie is the one with Tom Selleck, An Innocent Man. That's a good one. Lockup was okay. But
great movie with Tom Selleck.
Yeah, that was...
a great prison movie. You could talk about other great prison movies without bringing up Tom Selleck.
Well, he probably finds him sexy.
Maybe.
Probably reminds him of the drug dealer.
Wow.
That porn mustache.
Nice mustache, the 70s mustache.
See, Rich,
that's how they wore it in the day.
When, I don't know, I'll just speak for everybody in the studio here. When we think prison films, we don't think about Tom Selleck. We think about the prison babe films. Eat.
Laundry Room.
Right.
Did you ever see Short Eyes?
Short Eyes.
Short Eyes, no.
About the tombs in New York. Ooh, good prison movie. And
wait, the holding cells in New York?
Yeah.
What was it, a documentary?
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember if it was a documentary or a drama?
No, it was a good...
You're talking about prison films and you don't know the difference? Was it a cartoon?
I didn't say I didn't know the difference. I said I don't remember. Or how about the one where Robbie Benson...
I spent the night there. That's why I want to know. I was in the tomb.
Oh, really?
That's why I want to know if it's a documentary.
Yeah, he spent the night in the tomb.
I know, from the bus. I know you spent the night in the tomb.
Don't bring up a Robbie Benson movie and tell me that was good.
You didn't see that prison movie with Vic Morrow and Robbie Benson threw himself off the upper deck of the prison? No. After Vic Morrow.
What happened?
What happened?
Vic Morrow went to the,
Vic Morrow cheated in cards, and Benson couldn't handle it.
Vic Morrow went to get a haircut, and then he realized it was a helicopter blade? What are you talking about?
You know the movie with Vic Morrow and the prison movie? And
no, I don't think I've ever watched a Robbie Benson movie.
Yeah, you got to look this. It's a good movie. He was like the prison leader. He was like the gang.
Robbie Benson?
No, Vic Morrow.
Oh, Vic Morrow, tough guy.
Morrow. He was a tough guy, and he took Robbie into the cell.
And Robbie Benson wore his short shorts.
And Robbie,
Oh, was Robbie like his bitch or something in prison?
I guess, one night, and he just heaved himself off. Well, and dudes I grew up with, I'm talking, spent.
Get some new techniques from that movie.
Was that a TV movie from the 70s or something? What the hell are you talking about?
All right.
So, but dudes I grew up with, did time in Rawway and stuff, and they would come out and tell stories, and we'd also. So, I mean, this is as close to prison stories as you're going to get from you guys. All
right, thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
All right.
Squeaky
Bravo.
Oh, just push me out now.
No, you
can sit there. Just shut up.
You earned your stay. Want to say good morning to West Palm Beach. We got a fine clip from West Palm Beach. This news reporter.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. A news reporter is doing his thing, reading. That's all they do.
The reading of the teleprompter.
That's pretty much all they do, especially on local news.
And then
they don't really have a thought. Their job is to pretty much look good and read. And when the reading machine breaks down, you see what these guys are really about.
Turns into Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell they're up to or what they're doing.
SNL did a brilliant skit on that. Remember? They were doing like a mock, like Regis and Kelly type show, and the reading machine breaks down, and by the end of it, they're making fires.
All right.
Trying to survive.
Killing
in the
each
studio.
other.
Yeah. Just brilliant, man. But here's a real example of that out of West Palm Beach, Florida.
A local man spots something suspicious, and he decides to spring into action. He has done something that is very good.
Geez, can you tell right when it breaks?
And he has done something very good.
He did something good.
Good.
People good did it.
Good thing the guy wasn't a murderer. And he was a bad man.
Bad
man.
Kill thing.
Bad man.
Tired.
So, yeah, let's play this again so you can see where the reading machine breaks down. And then finally they get the reading machine back up and he gets back on.
Sounds all official, and then it just falls apart.
He did something good. He's going to get a gold star for that.
A local man spots something suspicious, and he decides to spring into action. He has done something that is very good. Port St. Lucie police need to know if you have seen anything of the man who exposed himself to several women and children. They released this composite sketch.
So the guy that exposed himself to children did something good? Like, now I'm confused because he went off script.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was talking about.
He did something good.
Used to be, I guess they could go right to the copy in front of him.
Right.
And read that. Like Walter Cronkite, there was a professional. But these guys, once the reading machine.
I like to call it the rating machine.
What do we do?
Yeah.
I want to know why Dell is being sued for fraud.
Dell?
Yeah, I just saw that on Good Morning America. There's a woman here talking about Dell, and I don't know why. It's not giving any details written, but I would love to know why they're being sued for fraud.
I don't know.
Fraud? Well, I have a Dell, and it is a computer. Well, I don't know. Excuse me.
All right. We're going to take a break.
Nickelodeon.
Aw, cartoons! Except, hey, keep her on.
Yeah.
Jill Nicolini.
We're
all about Jill
girl.
Nicolini. All right, anyway, we're going to take a break. Rich Voss, you're playing in Providence over the weekend?
Yes, Rhode Island, Catch a Rising Star.
And Jimmy's going to be in Nashville?
I just booked another local gig. I had it booked. Stress Factory Memorial Day weekend. It's my last performance weekend before HBO.
Ooh.
They are advertisers on this program, the Stress Factory.
See it before he takes off.
732-545-HA-HA.
Vinny's joint.
That's 4242, but Vinny realized that would be ha-ha, so that became part of the number.
I like Vinny's joint.
It's a comedy club.
You know what the bad thing about giving out numbers with letters in them nowadays, and I've noticed I've done this, is because of texting.
Yes.
You, instead of writing ha-ha, and you just have to hit the number, you go for the, like, H or one of the letters there, you hit the number 3 times.
You're right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. I got to get a phone so I don't look like an idiot and pick a letter that's like the first one.
Well, H would be the second tap.
Yeah, H
right?
would be the second tap. So instead of like ha-ha would be 4242.
Yes.
So that's what you would do. 4242.
But you would do.
But I would do
442 442.
Yeah. Yeah, because of texting.
Right.
I text so much it screws you up.
Okay, you're right.
Little tidbit.
545-4242.
Which is ha ha.
All right, it's the Opie and Anthony show. Anthony and I came up with something years ago. Basically, it says
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
big, luscious, juicy ones.
Wow.
The swinging tribute to unrestrained female anatomy.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
92.3 Free FM.
Free FM.
It's the Opie and Anthony show. Rich Voss in studio. And Rich is going to be part of the One Traveling Virus comedy tour.
Another year of the comedy tour kicks off.
Last year we did 4 dates. This year we're doing 7, possibly 8. And tickets are going very, very, very well through Ticketmaster.com.
Do we know, we haven't talked much this year about the Village and stuff like that. Like what last year, like almost every venue had a Village in it. With a pest do weird stuff and different booths are set up and all that crap. What do we anybody know anything details on the Village yet?
Well, the Drunken Clown's coming back. He was a huge hit last year.
That guy.
Bill Burr picked him at Ozfest actually one year.
He's hilarious. Although we didn't get the actual Drunken Clown.
Yeah, we found out he's like a franchise.
It's a franchise,
Oh, no.
Yeah,
so the guy that Bill Burr saw with the and the good insults and everything, he wasn't the same guy. He's like Gallagher's brother. Goes out and makes like he's Gallagher.
Yeah,
as long as he smashed the watermelon at the end.
These guys have security when they go to the fairs.
Yeah.
Because they piss off people to the point that people really want to hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got security. And we got Drunken Clown for the O&A Village. Now, the O&A Village, for the people that don't know about our comedy tour, it's not just a comedy tour. The show itself, in some cities, was close to 3 hours of comedy.
Yep.
And people stayed right to the end laughing their asses off. It's 8 or 9 comedians you know and love from the show. Ant and I doing our thing in between comics. And it's just a very festive show.
And that's after hours of tailgating in the parking lot. Well,
it starts with the tailgating. The O&A Pests get the tailgating together. They get very excited. They figured all that out on their own. And they go to the venue and they set up like beer pong and just barbecues. Just picture a sporting event.
Yeah.
But picture for a comedy show. So,
don't you hate though when because we cruise through in the golf cart and we hang out with a few of the people. We stop if we see a big like tent that people have set up. And don't you hate though when someone hands you this half-drank warm beer? Here, man, have one. Like, No. First of all, I don't want to hit the stage seeing tracers,
right?
And like trails.
Yeah. Do you have a cold one that's not open?
Yeah. Could you not open? Do not open the beer for me. I can do it myself. I don't know what you put in it.
Do you realize the guys you listen to are very paranoid? They
Bunch
don't want
creeps.
anything that's already open. Yeah. And here's the other thing: they get insulted too because you don't drink every beer given to you. It's like, could you just please do the math?
Hey,
if we drank every beer that was handed to us,
I try.
Yeah, you do a good job. You do a good job.
Give it a whirl. So actually, I was going around with my stupid wine glass on the back of the thing. They wanted to cram it.
So then the tailgating gets kicked off very, very early. And then they enter into the O&A Village where there's bands playing. You got the drunk clown. And we're still getting the Village together, actually.
Do we know anything what the Pests are doing? Because I know Doug and those guys were involved in doing something last year. They got a bunch of people. It was really actually very funny. They put like a little feeding area with hay in it.
Well, we had Pet the Pests.
Pet the Pests, and then they just had a horrific game set up. They kind of take it upon themselves to make their own area. We give them kind of free reign.
Well, we'll give them another booth this year. So, and then some of the sponsors are there doing their thing. I know Pal Talk will probably be there again, and we're on Pal Talk right now. By the way, I want to say hi to everyone watching us this morning.
Oh, Jimmy's waving.
So then the Village is good. Think Lollapalooza, think Ozfest. There's things to buy. There's things to sign up for. Mm-hmm. There's things just to check out. And then we march into the venue and we do 2 to 3 hours of comedy.
Yeah, and Camden, they had an open mic stage in the Village in Camden.
And then after the show,
I missed that.
we hang out with the fans for a minimum of 2 hours and sign everything in sight.
It's so funny.
It's an all-day event.
Last year when everybody was signing, I mean, the line went forever. And I kind of like snuck off maybe to go relax. And just all these people, and you guys, I don't know who it was, but security is dragging me back to the table going, if we can't leave, you're not. Patrice,
it had no idea.
Patrice ratted me out.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the fact that anyone wanted Rich's autograph. We were just pissed that he was able to go.
It was just fun watching you sign, taking your little hands and using both of them to hold that big marker.
It's really a cool experience.
God,
man.
is it fun? It's just an all-day event. It's just so much fun.
I love the homemade O&A shirts that are made. It's just a whole thing that goes on.
I poked my head out actually and watched some of that open mic thing. It was really weird to watch. People
Wow, really?
Yeah,
just
man.
bombing.
Awful, but it was fun to watch. I mean, guys up there just eating it and sucking. And I think Fan hosted it. Wasn't there somebody from our show hosted it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Remember when we used to do that open mic together in it was a coffee shop.
The Laughing Bean.
The Laughing Bean
in
Red Bank.
The Laughing Bean, and it was a coffee shop.
Yeah. Because coffee and jokes together.
Hardy har har.
That's when me and Norton kind of like bonded. We we first met on a one-nighter or something.
Oh,
Vinny was
did
on
you?
the show too with us.
Did he like your short shorts?
Voss he's the worst first impression maker ever. He's the worst. We do a gig it was in North Brunswick actually, which was my hometown at the time, and I was getting $50 for the gig.
Nice.
And I was so scared to perform.
$50.
Righteous bucks.
I was so scared to perform back in those days because I just was going to bomb. So I wanted shows to get canceled. Like, I would be happy when there'd be two people. I'd be like, yes, we don't have to do it tonight. I was scared.
Isn't that odd?
I didn't want to bomb. So it was me and Stupid Vinny and Voss was headlining. And the guy's like, look, I'll give you guys each $50. And I'm like, to cancel the show. And I'm like, okay. And Voss is like, look, pal, this isn't a hobby. Which I respected.
That is good.
I respected. But the guy gave us each $50, and then Voss goes,
"This isn't a hobby."
And Voss says to me, "You're lucky we're giving you $50. That's all you were supposed to get anyway."
Well, some of these club owners, they act like comedy is so insignificant, right?
Oh,
the other day,
so what?
So insignificant. The other day, I was doing. Listen, I was.
He did say insignificant at
No, because
first.
he makes up consonants I've never heard before.
Insignificant it was.
Ig?
Yeah.
I was at
I love you, Voss. You make me sound like I speak well.
I was at a banquet hall.
Good.
On Monday, we did a golf tournament, right? They raised money for Little League. And, Spring Lake, one of the richest cities in New Jersey. People are dying of diseases, floods, and they're raising money so Billy can get a new bat, for Little League, So we get there, we play the golf tournament, and then we go to do this show at the banquet. The owner of the place, this is why people do not respect comedy. The owner says, I have a little problem. There's no sound system. Oh, really? That would be a little problem for the chef, okay? For me, that's a big problem because I'm the comic, okay? That would be a little problem for valet that the sound system doesn't work. But
you need a sound. What, are you going to yell?
Like I'm the court jester. I'm going to get up and dance at a golf tournament, okay? We need a sound system. And like Nora says, like club owners back then, even still now, would say, well, there's not enough people. We're not doing a show. And, he would settle. But, back then, if that place was packed, he wouldn't have gave us extra money either.
Yeah, you don't get extra.
Yeah, we don't get extra when it's
the
packed.
same thing with bands. When I used to play in bands, the club owners were constantly trying to screw the bands over. You know how many people you brought today? It's like, what? Like, I'm here to entertain the people that come into your bar. That's pretty much it. We're not, we're not Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
We don't have a name like Guns N' Roses. You know that.
You're not even Good Rats.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like, the people are going to come in. We're going to draw some people, but it's not going to be, the place is going to be mobbed because of us. If you didn't have a crappy club that smelled like stale beer and crap, perhaps there'd be more people in here. Then you entertain the people that come in there.
You're the musician. You're not the promotion department.
Yeah, supposed to promote.
I told you, I probably said this on here. I took a guy's TV. He didn't have my money after the show. I took his TV. I said, I'm not going home with nothing.
Why would you take someone's transvestite? Threw it over his shoulder. I dressed like you to get drugged.
All right, so there. So you're going to be part of the comedy tour. Rich, you were awesome last year.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I want to know just if when they start getting ideas, I would like them to tell us so we can start promoting the ideas because we're always open to have the fans.
Well, we're supposed to have a meeting with Pete and just start figuring all this stuff out. We're a month out. I think a month from today is our first date, June 16th at Jones Beach out there on Long Island. We're very excited about that date because Anthony and I are from Long Island. We haven't done anything on Long Island in a long time. And the ticket sales are great for Jones Beach especially. And it's 8 or 9 comedians, including Stephen Lynch, Bob Saget, Bob Kelly, Norton, Louis C.K., Otto and George, Patrice O'Neill, Rich Voss, Frank Caliendo. Just did the whole lineup for the Jones Beach show. Tickets through Ticketmaster.com. Then we're playing Mohegan Sun June 30th. Very excited about that show. We love the casino atmosphere. And tickets going fast for that show because they got 2,000 comps.
2,000 comps?
Yeah, 2,000 comps.
And you know how much Jimmy loves comps.
For the gamblers.
Jimmy loves comps.
Hate comps.
Nothing better than the first 5 rows being empty.
It's the worst, because we were talking about yesterday. Casinos do that.
There's got to be a way around that, man.
Yeah, you just tell them no comps in the first. For HBO, I'm not doing that. I'm just like, because they'll be full anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love my family and friends. None of them I want to see within the first 20 rows. The only comps I want that are the only people I want within 20 rows is you guys if you decide to go, which of course I hope.
Why would I go?
If you're being, I don't know.
I of course want to see Jimmy.
You're the only guy HBO. I don't want to see my parents. I don't want to see anybody I know. I just,
Yeah, you don't like that?
I don't know.
It throws you off.
No.
It does not. Have you seen my act? How do you look at your mother after saying the thing? I'm awful.
That's true.
I've been practicing my stand-up and wave.
Oh, that's going to be the
And I don't mean stand-up as in comedy. I mean, as Jim Norton goes, my good pals Opie and Anthony are in the audience, and then I stand up and wave.
I made a complete ass of myself. If I may quote.
I've been practicing. Yeah, Ant did the curtsy, or I don't know what the hell.
It wasn't a curtsy.
What is it called?
It
was
was
hand over the hand over the hand over the hand over the hand.
It was sort of like you would. I don't know.
You made a wave machine with your right hand as you were acknowledging Jimmy.
What do you call that?
17th awful. It was a 17th century type of a bow.
I made an ass of myself.
Yes, I did.
And it was on Whack Bag. They just kept looping it.
Yeah, it's like one of those like you'd see in front of a king. How you would bow before a king.
Right.
You kind of bow your head and take your arm and sort of circle it a little bit as you bow down in front of somebody.
Again, Rich, like that.
Yes. Your hand goes round and round, and
I bring the news from the north.
Right, exactly. And I just got hammered for that. Oh, they played it over and over. And whenever I've seen the HBO special on HBO, I flip through the channels and I go, oh, it's Jimmy, And he goes, and I'd like to, thank my good friends Opie and Anthony. And I go, oh, I look at myself and the stupid wave I gave. I thought it was very good.
I know it's weird. HBO made Ant and I sit together, and our chicks had to be out of the picture. Like we're a couple or something.
Yeah, it's like Dan says it would be the perfect bow if I had a hat in my other hand with a feather in it. That would tucked under my arm.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day. And that's what
Your Highness, I bow to you.
I want to film for DVD extras. I want to film YouTube practicing your waves.
Oh.
We will not have another special ruined with bad waves.
There you go.
Good waves.
Just give the Queen's wave, the little twist to the wrist, maybe.
Yes,
I'm just going to give the finger to Jimmy.
I like that. Oh. That would be great.
Ooh.
All right, anyway, so Mohegan Sun, June 30th, Oné Traveling Virus Comedy Tour. Then we go to the Tweeter Center for everyone in the Boston area, Mansfield, of course. Carlos Mencia is on that date with pretty much all the other comedians I just announced. Remember, 8 or 9 comedians at every show, or 2, 4, 6, 8 or 9. Then we go to Detroit, our first time in Detroit. We can't wait. The show's brand new in Detroit. But we got a nice little buzz so far in Detroit, so we're looking forward to seeing all the new listeners up there. That's August 4th. Then we got Washington area, Nissan Pavilion, Bristow, Virginia, August 18th. PNC, of course, once again this year, August 25th for everybody in the Jersey area. And then, of course, the Tweeter Center, once again in Camden, New Jersey, for everybody in the Philly area, September 15th. That show is what, 4 months out?
Yeah, we forget sometimes that we really are a long ways away from some of these shows. Even the first one is a month from now.
Yeah, still a month. Ticketmaster.com. Where's the info for the tour there, E-Rock?
Oh, E-Rock.
What?
MySpace.com /
Get on mic, will ya?
Virus Tour. I know, the one time we want to hear from you.
MySpace.com / Virus Tour.
Wait, say it again. I swear to God, your mic cracked out. I had nothing to do with it. Go ahead.
MySpace.com / Virus Tour.
All right. There you go.
Drinks his water.
Cool. Yeah, all right.
He's the most uncomfortable man on a microphone I've ever seen in my life. Bud Dwyer was more comfortable in front of a crowd than stupid Eric.
Should disguise it as a giant hot dog.
Hey, we got audio. BBC reporter versus a Scientologist.
The BBC.
BBC was doing a report on Scientology, and I guess the news guy made the mistake of calling it a cult.
Yeah.
The Scientologist got really, really mad. And then, with a fine twist, the news reporter let him have it.
Just opens up on the guy. The Scientology guy sounds like kind of a little wimpy guy. But he gets like, he got his dander up.
Oh, yeah.
He was all angry.
And the news reporter's like...
Yeah, the news reporter's like, all right,
here we go.
I'm going to fire one at you.
So here we go. BBC reporter John Sweeney talks to Scientology spokesperson Tommy Davis and pisses him off.
Some people say it's a sinister cult. Now, L. Ron Hubbard, some people say that he's a fantasist and a liar.
I want to just go back to this. You see, I would just like to, and I hope somebody is shooting this. Okay, good.
Right, there's actually, to be fair, there's one camera from the BBC, one camera from your...
No, you listen to me for a second. You have no right whatsoever to say what and what isn't a religion. The Constitution of the United States of America guarantees one's right to practice and believe freely in this country. And the definition of religion is very clear, and it's not defined by John Sweeney. And for you to repeatedly refer to my faith in those terms is so derogatory, so offensive, and so bigoted, and the reason you keep repeating it is because you wanted to get a reaction like you're getting right now. Well, buddy, you got it. Right here, right now. Buddy. I'm angry. Real angry.
Very
so
good.
We're done.
Has anyone ever been scared in their life when you hear someone say, I'm angry, real angry?
Real angry. Well, you got it, bucko. That guy sounds like the least threatening guy ever.
I would openly laugh in the guy's face.
As much as I don't like the Scientologist guy, the reporter annoys me more because he's trying to goad him, and then the guy's like, well, are we filming this? And the reporter, instead of just going, yeah, has to just keep talking. Well, yeah, there's a camera over there. There's a camera over there. It's like, shut your mouth.
I like how the guy starts quoting the... we have a constitution? What did he say?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not defined by you. It's defined by the U.S. Constitution, so we have the freedom to practice our faith.
Yeah.
As we want.
Like an English guy wants to hear about our Constitution. Oh, yeah. He doesn't care.
And when did Scientology start? Only...
it's very...
Yeah.
What I'm going to say probably...
on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Wednesday.
And it's got some legitimacy. I'm wondering what other religions have started that are still trying to get known.
Chug up some space. Well, there was one little one that thought there was a spaceship behind a comet.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Remember those guys.
Was that Marshall Whiteapple?
Yeah.
And they all...
Marshall Whiteapple.
All castrated themselves and put on Nikes.
Nikes. They covered themselves in like bunk beds.
Right?
Yeah. And then killed themselves.
What about Mooney, Reverend Moon?
Yeah, what happened to him? Remember that? Reverend Moon, he used to have those mass weddings.
He just marries people.
He had a church right by the garden, right? Didn't he have
there was, yeah. Yeah, the Moonies used to be out all over the place. They kind of went away, huh?
I don't know.
I'm talking about the brand new ones.
Hare Krishnas? Are there Hare Krishnas anymore still? Because they used to be at the airports and stuff.
I'm imagining. I think Chuck Palahniuk could start a religion.
Yeah?
Yeah. You watch. Give it a few more years. Scientology, 1952. Thank you.
50. I was going to say 55.
Yeah.
Well, L. Ron Hubbard was a science fiction writer, and he decided to make a religion. And a lot of people find it, like this English guy reporter said, some kind of fantasy thing. But what is any religion really? Enough time goes by, and somehow they pick up more legitimacy than they had when it was new.
And who's to say which religion?
What's right, wrong?
I'll tell you the legitimate one. Mine.
That's what everyone says.
Right.
And that's the problem with the world.
That seems to be the problem because people that disagree usually wind up killing each other and blowing each other up in the name of God, which is wonderful.
No, when they disagree with my religion, their show gets... They don't get picked up.
Was that it?
The networks don't pick it up.
Look, you got to say, it is weird, though, because usually you don't know who the guy who started the religion is, like, actually made it a religion. Like,
yeah.
The guy was a fantasy writer. I can see why people are looking at it like it's a little odd.
Because the whole theory behind it is like it's like a science fiction story. Yeah. You know, but what is you look at any religion and they have these miraculous things that happen that, you know, in this day and age you couldn't possibly imagine seeing them happen. But why? Just because a couple of thousand years went by?
Does Scientology have spaceships? I want my religion to have spaceships.
There were spaceships involved.
All right.
There was some type of spaceships involved. Cool. And big nuclear wars and things like that.
Aliens?
And genocide.
Aliens? Looking like us or very different?
Volcanoes.
Cats?
No cats. No cats.
I have a problem with that because I truly believe cats
But that's the problem with all of us here on this planet. We are full of these evil, like, or harmed spirits that you have to kind of get out of your body in order to reach this level of, you know, whateverness.
Has it
goodness.
Expanded to London? I mean, to England?
It's all over the world.
Yeah,
I think.
All right, let's get back to the clip because it's really good, and we have to take a break. I'm getting a break sign here. So back to the guy who says, "I'm angry."
Yes.
Action like you're getting right now. Well, buddy, you got it right here.
Yeah, I didn't hear. I didn't hear the first time that he said, "Buddy, you got it right here, right now, right here, right now,
buddy."
Anyone? Fat Boy Slim?
Like you're getting right now. Well, buddy, you got it right here, right now. I'm angry, real angry.
Very
so
good.
We're done because if you use that term one more time to describe my religion,
we're not done.
I can't be responsible for my actions.
Now, my friend, it is your turn to listen to.
All right, then the reporter goes, "Well, it's your turn to listen to me," and this is where it gets really good. So the reporter knew that he could pretty much slapped this guy around after him saying, "I'm angry, real angry."
Real angry.
Real angry.
I can't be held responsible for my actions. It's like bad acting, too. I'm angry.
Real
angry. Mr. Fabersham, I'm angry, real angry.
And this is what the reporter had to say.
What evidence, Sean Lonsdale, do you have that people have been tortured?
Oh, Tommy,
you didn't do that.
No, hold a second,
So
Tommy. No, stop there, Tommy.
No, I'm not stopping here. You listen to me for a second. You're accusing members of my religion of engaging in brainwashing.
No, Tommy, you stop now! No, listen to me! You were not there at the beginning of that interview! You were not there! You did not hear or record all of the interview! Do you understand?
Brainwashing is a crime against humanity.
You are quoting the second half of the interview, not the first half! You cannot assert what you're saying! Now, do you listen to me?
Remember those Monty Python, the twits? Yeah. They used to have the bandanas tied in knots over their head, and they'd hit themselves over the head with bricks and stuff. Yeah. They would sound like that, just yelling. Something out of Monty Python.
That's amazing, isn't it? All right.
We're here at the Upper Class Twit of the Year contest.
Yeah. I love audio like that.
That guy, a little over the top. But you could tell he was kind of just being phony because then he would be like, did you understand? Being all smarmy.
Just dopey, the two of them. Oh, the two of them should learn how to talk to each other. I don't mean to be so harsh, folks.
When we get back.
Yeah.
So don't forget, get your tickets for the O&A Traveling Virus Comedy Tour through Ticketmaster.com.
Indeed.
We'll talk about Cruella next.
Oh, yeah, I heard this story.
Front page of the paper today.
Cruella! Kind of near my neighborhood a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's close.
That means you're an expert on this.
I following the Rich Voss.
Following the Rich Voss rules, you're an expert on this.
I'm an expert. I'm close enough.
It's Feds Bus Evil Slave Mistress, Cruella, next on the Opie and Anthony Show.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
I just got wild. I got wild. I just got wild. Oh, thank God for Opie and Anthony. Thank you, Opie and Anthony.
Get a wow sticker, get flashed, get happy. Details on it. God forbid we mention a website.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show on 92.3 Free FM.
Good morning, everybody. You're listening to the Opie and Anthony Show. Rich Voss never disappoints.
Gotta love Rich.
I feel bad when I yell at you because you give us great radio.
Thank you.
And the weird thing is we're friends off air. We play golf. We're just a bunch of dopes on a golf
tight
court.
Shorts.
A golf course. Wearing tight shorts, yeah.
He hit the ball well. I made him a lunch the last time we played.
Oh, my God. My girlfriend, I forgot to tell everybody. Yeah, my girlfriend's like, what? That is so adorable.
He made you lunch?
Well, I brought sandwich.
See, he's not brave enough to wear the short shorts anymore, so he figures maybe if I pack him a lunch.
Did you spread out a little tablecloth,
dude,
in the sand trap,
and have a basket for a little picnic on the golf course?
We meet at a location, and he's driving me to this in like a strip mall, whatever. It's nothing important there, and then I follow him to the golf course, and he's so excited. He pulls up. He's like, and I made us lunch. And he's got like a little cooler with a little drink, a napkin, a little like energy bar. And an egg salad sandwich.
That's your idea of a power lunch? Egg salad? I want to punch you in your face.
But you can't lift your arm either.
So then we get to the ninth hole, and that's when you usually eat, right? If you know anything about golf, it's time for lunch.
Yeah. That's when you go into the clubhouse, by the way, and buy lunch.
Right.
Wait,
that seems to be the problem
the guy
here.
in the clubhouse who's giving me the coffee.
Yeah.
The guy in the clubhouse, he orders coffee, or he's standing right behind me, and the guy looks at me and goes, "You're Rich Voss." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You're from the Opie and Anthony."
He goes,
show.
"I'm a huge Opie and Anthony fan."
Oh,
I look
God,
at him, I'm
funny.
like, not that huge, obviously. Because I was the one that got Voss the coffee as he's going into the bathroom. And then I'm like cursing the guy. I'm like, now I got to give you a big tip. You know who I am. Like, here's $5
That's
for
hysterical.
$5 more, whatever, for 2 coffees. And then
that is the worst when they recognize you. You got to throw a bigger tip.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, oh man. So
we recognize Voss. Voss gets to take money away because they just know he's cheap.
They see Voss. Hey, aren't you on people's lawns holding lanterns?
So then we get to the ninth hole. It's time for the lunch that Rich Voss packed for us.
Ooh.
And I marched right into the old dining area and got myself a nice grilled chicken sandwich.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You weren't going to eat Rich's lunch?
I think he got a little sad. Because now there's a backup and we're waiting to tee off on the 10th hole, and he's eating his egg salad sandwich, hoping that we can bond over egg salad. And I'm eating a nice grilled chicken.
Wait, how does it work? You get to the ninth hole. You're supposed to keep going. You can actually just go and buy stuff.
Well,
right
in
there?
between, there's a grill. You don't sit down and have an hour.
Sometimes
lunch.
you do, but
if you lose your spot, you can lose your spot. But there's also a halfway house, at most courses, or they have
calls it a halfway house for you, maybe.
And then we're like, I don't know. Now we're halfway done with the back nine, and it's time for our energy bars. Would you like an energy bar?
So wait, you just run up, buy a sandwich, and get back on the course?
You don't go to a deli down the road. Right there, they have it.
Yeah,
you kind of eat because everyone does it, so it leaves a little gap in the time. So then
you have just enough time to order something, grab it, and go, and then you're chowing down as you're getting ready to tee off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there's Rich packing a little lunch with little ice cubes to keep the egg salad sandwich cool. Because I'm like, dude, it's a 90 degree. It was a really hot day. It's like 90. I'm like, why would you bring egg salad to a golf course? He goes, no, I got a little cooler, keeping it chilled.
Well, first of all, Dummy calls me. He goes, well, I might not have a collar shirt. Okay, multi-billionaire, you don't have a collar. So now I'm bringing shirts. I'm bringing them clothing, food. I feel like I adopted them.
No, it's like I'm wearing a collared shirt today, but it's like as far as golf shirts go, I don't. I hate them.
So I bought him
you have to on the golf course?
So yeah, it's a dumb rule.
It's a collar shirt, or now they have where you can wear like the semi-mock turtleneck because Tiger wears them. It was a big thing. And
anyway, all right.
He doesn't wear golf. He's wear collar.
Oh, okay. So, but you sidetracked us here. The real reason we're bringing up Rich Voss again, we're in commercials, and he points at the TV beyond excited, and he goes, Bonnie had sex with that guy in L.A.
Today, he pointed?
Yes. While you were out of the studio, all excited, like like he's so excited that his wife had sex with someone famous or something.
Who was it? Jerry Falwell? That's what who else was on TV?
He's been on TV.
No. Is the person a celebrity or was it...
Tell you the truth, part of me went, uh-oh, he knows.
That's on TV.
That's what I'm getting at, idiot.
Oh.
But anyway, but why were you excited that your wife slept with someone when she was in L.A.?
Well, but when you see, the guy pops up and you're going, whoa, he's in a movie or whatever, or he's doing something, and you go, oh, it's like... It was before I met her. It was before I met her.
You pointed out so excited.
Well, what the heck?
My wife slept with him, and I'm trying to figure out which guy on the screen it was.
Well, it was. He's the star.
It's the Oakland Raiders.
But why were you excited? Because you're almost famous. Because she banged a famous dude.
First of all, explain something.
Wait. I want to know now. I was not in the room.
It's some guy that's in a movie.
All right, but I know his name.
No, I don't know. He's probably been in other movies.
No, you would not know his name. I didn't even recognize him.
The guy could walk past you on the street, no one would ever go, "Hey, wow!"
Didn't even recognize him.
No clue. All
right, so it's not.
We're not playing charades or anything. I don't know the guy's name. We're getting 40 questions with Norton.
How'd you play charades? Just try to mime having sex with Bonnie?
Yeah. Wow, you were funny. I don't know. It popped up. I saw, whoa, I mean, because no one's going to even go to the movie, but, hey, it was kind of cool to see it. Not really.
That would be cool for me.
What's that?
I would never be happy if I saw a
No, I'd be...
you.
I wouldn't want to know that.
I don't want to point that out. Hey!
Well, I'm not calling the guy...
You jumped up off your seat all excited. Barney had sex with that guy.
She brought him egg salad sandwiches.
Is that how famous you want to be?
No,
it's like he's in a movie, so you have some connection to him.
Good thing you're not dating Monica Lewinsky.
All right, getting into some more news. On the front page of the Post today, Cruella. Feds bust evil slave mistress. She looks beyond evil.
Oh, what a...
I wonder
she looks like.
I wonder if this is one of those things they'll find out is happening a lot. It's kind of a weird area, that Muttontown area, North Shore, Nassau County, and a lot of wealthy people.
You got to think these whorehouses. Well, I mean, you've seen in the news enough lately that these whorehouses, they're trying to hide by going into the really nice neighborhoods.
Yeah,
whorehouses
but they were using them as slaves.
This isn't a whorehouse.
This isn't a whorehouse.
No, I know, but I mean, all this type of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, I wonder if that's kind of the thing to do. In rich neighborhoods, they kind of have these things to do. And they're like, oh, have you checked out this service or this thing or, these maids or this? They're all nosy, busybodies and try to outdo each other. And I'm just wondering if maybe having Indonesian slaves is kind of something to do with these communities.
With maids and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I don't know, because apparently these two...
Whether they're beating them or taking care of them, I mean, even. Maybe they get them from somewhere, I don't know where, and maybe treat them nice, some families, and some treat them like crap, like these.
Well, you pay them. I mean, they are making $200 a month to pay somebody for this. They was sending money back to Indonesia to their family.
Yeah.
And apparently they're supposed to pay $200 a month to the family, and now they're only paying $100 a month, and they were beating them, and they took their passports when they came off, which to me is just...
Wow.
That was how they got in the state. They took their passports when they arrived in the country.
Well, that's what you're saying, Anthony. They would sit down at a dinner party and go, well, my Indonesian,
Yeah, exactly.
The other one,
Yeah. And they bring them over. Usually it's they got to send money back to the slave trader also. Like if they bring them over illegally, but they had passports?
They were not brought over illegally. These were not slaves in the sense that they were brought over in a ship or captured. They think they came here to work, but they were treated like slaves because they were just brutalized, and the money was not sent back that was supposed to be instead of $200.
Oh, okay, so they came here to be, or they went to be domestic help.
Yeah.
And then wound up being abused by this family.
I think so.
Why don't we find out?
Oh, that's a good
Long
idea.
Island hiding a disturbing secret. Police say they rescued 2 women who were enslaved in the suburbs. They were allegedly held against their will inside a multi-million-dollar home in the exclusive neighborhood of Muttontown in Nassau County. Fox 5's Reed Lamberty is following the investigation.
Behind the manicured landscape, expensive cars, and $1 million+ home, an alleged prison where prosecutors say 2 Indonesian women lived as slaves, cooking and cleaning for this wealthy Long Island couple.
I'm just really shocked to find out. I had to come see the house because I couldn't believe it happened here.
Prosecutors say the women were tortured, often beaten with a stick, forced to eat red-hot chili peppers, and kept in a 3-foot by 3-foot room.
Man, she's a weirdo. Eat like, red hot chili peppers.
It's like, and boy, if these 2 go to jail, and then that's not going to go well.
No.
2 rich people just abusing a poor. That's not going to go.
That's even worse than just basic abuse. That's like above and beyond, like making them eat chili peppers and stuff like that. That's above and beyond.
Yeah.
That's like people that enjoy cruelty. It's not just neglect or anything. Like, oh, they're neglecting these people. That's like real sick, sadistic people.
But why didn't these people during the day just take off? And
apparently one finally did.
One finally did, but they had no passports. It's kind of
where are they going to go?
They said that if you leave, we're going to have we use our money to have your family in Indonesia jailed. And I mean, look, they come across here just to work in someone's house. It's like, I don't know,
a little brainwashing going on there, Rich.
Chili peppers and kept in a 3-foot by 3-foot room. One of the women escaped.
Who the hell has a 3-foot by 3-foot room?
Yeah, what is that? A 3-foot by 3-foot room?
A pantry, maybe?
Yeah.
Among the canned goods?
One of the women escaped Sunday morning and was seen wandering outside a nearby Dunkin' Donuts. Manager Adrian Mohammed was floored by what she had to say.
I asked her who she's staying or where she's living, and she said the word master. Now, I thought she had said mister, but my night guy says, no, it sounded like she said master. So I said, okay, do you still stay with this master? She said no, and she motioned her hand in this way, as if she was telling me she was being beaten.
Oh. Yeah, I guess she had a hard time getting a point across.
Yeah. There's 2 people, there's 2 pictures of one of the girls. The one girl this guy's talking about, and then so the cops or whatever went back to the house, and they found another girl, and they found her huddled in a closet, so this woman wasn't making it up. But there's 2 pictures of this woman in the blue. One is her squatting in the closet, and the other is her laying on a mat by the door, which she said is how they made her sleep. But my problem with this second picture is that the Daily News photographer, or whatever, it's the Post photographer probably said to her, all right, just lay on the mat like you're going to sleep. Like, he actually had her act this out.
Oh, no, like pose.
Showing everybody how she was.
Yeah. Which I guess I can understand why, but that is kind of optimistic. You don't ask other crime victims to do that.
Yeah, it's not... I don't know. If you're a photographer, you're just supposed to take pictures of everything happen. You don't set up a scene.
Probably show the mat and then little just caption, this happened. Is where she would sleep without a blanket or
But in one photo, they found her, she has her shoes on, and the next photo, her shoes are by the mat. So she said, they told her, just show us how you sleep, and she did, and they snapped a picture.
You know what? I'm an idiot. I thought, because I just kind of passed that by really quickly in the paper this morning, I thought those pictures were taken sometime earlier, and they actually put, like, sacks over their heads to make them go to sleep.
I did, too, at first.
But they blocked out their faces?
Yeah.
In the photo.
All right, we got more to
there was a bag over their head.
Yeah. More to the story here.
The couple, Varsha Mahender Sapnani and Mahender Muladhar Sapnani, are multi-millionaires who run a perfume business out of their Muttontown home. They're accused of luring the women to work for them and keeping them in deplorable conditions. They pled not guilty at today's hearing.
The prosecutor was alleging that this was a case of essentially imprisonment, and when the family leaves and goes on vacation for 10 weeks at a time, and you have adult housekeepers in the home, they certainly have access to leave.
Now, I'm really confused still. So why did they do this?
Why did who do it?
Why did Cruella do this? They're calling her Cruella.
Maybe she's just a vicious woman. I mean, I don't know. I don't think nothing hasn't come out yet. It's like some people are just cruel.
Like, what does she get out of it? She's just that sick?
It might just be it's being alleged that she just maybe is a cruel person.
Was she getting sexual favor? I mean, what does she get out of it?
Maybe she's just a disciplinarian in her mind, and that, like, she's raised a certain way. Like, okay, and this is how you get things done. You just penalize it. Who knows?
How you get the job done? There's
no other way.
One of those kind of strict people. I want to know how you become a multi-millionaire selling perfume out of your house.
That's really creepy, isn't it?
What's that? It probably just reeks in there. What kinds of 80 different perfumes in the air?
Or her awful husband.
Yeah, just spraying perfume in their little closet.
10 weeks at a time, that was a long time to be gone. It does kind of raise, like, well, why didn't they just leave? Like,
you could never say, like, why didn't they just leave? There's always, like, somebody will turn around and say, well, you know, they were scared or they didn't have this, that, or the other thing. So.
You can convince people. We talked yesterday about a woman named Colleen Stan, who I read a book on, who was kidnapped by a couple. They were like sexual sadists in California. They kept her for 7 years. At one point, they had
7 years.
7 years she was kidnapped. The book is called The Perfect Victim, and she was in a coffin-like box, which, for claustrophobics. Oh. Like, they would keep her head in a little box and keep her in a coffin under the bed, in a compartment they built under the bed with air holes in the bottom.
It's like the GIMP.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's exactly what it's like. And eventually they let her out after years to go home and see her family, and then they let her work, and they convinced her she was part of a white slavery ring. So this way she wouldn't tell. They had her sign a contract, and she was so brainwashed that she was an American. She spoke the language, and she still believed it. So if you're like thinking that these women are, you know what I mean? They're from another country.
She would visit her family and then come back to go in the box?
Yes. Yes, after years and years. I don't know if they made her sleep in the box after X amount of years.
Oh.
Thank you.
Why did you feel like you had to tell everyone what that was?
Well, I just, because a lot of people think, well, just it goes
in
deeper
a tight place.
Yeah.
Well, I could be wrong, but I always thought it just meant have a fear of being in a closed-in space. Being buried alive is one of those, which would be claustrophobic. You could be claustrophobic being in that situation, but people get claustrophobic being in a closet or in a tight space.
You know what? You could be right. I could be wrong on this one.
Well, we're finding out right now.
I thought
Than is pointing at me, just going, "Yes, you're right. He's an idiot."
I thought it was the fear of a guy coming right at you wearing short shorts.
Yeah.
I can't get that out of my head.
That's vostrophobic. I'm vostrophobic. It's being too close to an idiot.
Did you have your hand on your hip when you were wearing your short shorts? I really need to know more. Hey, we got a quickie before we go to break. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got E-Rock looking it up on dictionary.com, whatever he's going.
Oh, no.
Poor Al Bundy. He's in a little bit of trouble.
Well, yes.
Oh, no, or it's Bud Bundy. I'm sorry.
You scared me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Bud Bundy, the son.
Yeah.
CHLOR. Okay. He doesn't know how to spell claustrophobic.
All right, we'll get there in a second. This is quick. This is what's his real name? David Faustino?
He's not spelling it right.
Over and over again.
You're as dumb as they come.
Try spelling it.
He put CHL. It's not chloroform. He's as dumb as a person I've probably ever met. Hold on.
Here we go. Claustrophobia. Pertaining to or suffering from claustrophobia. There you go.
I love those definitions.
I love those definitions.
That's like yield means to yield.
Right.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Settled.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yield. The act of yielding.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Wow. All right.
Yielder.
CHL. He looked up for claustrophobia.
An abnormal fear of being in enclosed or narrow places.
What is it? Oh.
Edgar Allan Poe was...
The abnormal fear of being in narrow or enclosed space.
You probably got it confused with spelling cholesterol.
Voss said that was... you made it seem like that was a misconception. People think it's just small spaces, but it's actually burying alive, and the dictionary is going, no, it is...
It's small spaces.
Coffin being one of them.
That's the old dictionary, the new one.
If people were buried alive...
dictionary, what?
If people were buried alive in Superdome-sized coffins, no one would be afraid of it. But they're not. It's a little thing. It's the little space.
A little space. All right, let's take a break. Rich Voss, you're going to be at Catch a Rising Star in Providence all weekend long?
Yep.
Thursday shows or what?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Very nice. It's Opie and Anthony.
Hi. I just got wowed. It was great. I'm not supposed to talk about it, though. I got to go now.
Introducing the Opie and Anthony Wow Line. If you get wowed, we want to hear about it. Call 866-WOW-ME-05. That's 866-WOW-ME-05. And tell us all about it. And if your message isn't too stupid, we might just play it on the air.
Opie and Anthony! It's the Opie and Anthony Show on 92.3 Free FM.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. It's a virus. It's called the O&A virus. Before the break, we told you Bud Bundy's in trouble. That's how I know him. Kind of like the old days when we were hanging out with Greg Brady and he wanted us to call him Barry Williams. I'm like, you're Greg Brady.
It's Greg Brady.
It'll always be Greg Brady. So
I'm Barry Williams, are you?
He wanted us to call him Barry. I had such a tough time doing that. Bud Bundy. David Faustino.
Yeah.
It's a quickie.
Oh, well, a former TV icon was arrested in Central Florida over the weekend. That icon, I guess he's an icon, David Faustino, better known as Bud Bundy from TV's Married with Children, is now facing misdemeanor charges of marijuana possession and disorderly intoxication. He was arrested on Flagler Avenue in Volusia County Saturday morning. At first, an officer thought Faustino tried to hit his estranged wife. She says he didn't, but the officer says Faustino was very drunk and had marijuana in his pocket. He has since been released from jail.
Another child star. What does this mean?
Another child star in trouble.
In trouble. Icon. That was the hardest part of that story to swallow.
He didn't do anything after Married with Children, right?
No.
What was his next project? Do we even know?
Nothing. Nothing. That show was huge. Huge in the 80s. And you watch it now and, it's just horrible.
Yeah, but it was
a horrible show.
There was some funny, miserable lines, though, man.
Yeah. But, like, Al had some good lines.
See, but a lot of shows don't hold up to the test of time. Back then, it was a one of a kind. There was no shows like that on TV.
Yeah,
it was always nice sitcom families getting along for the most part.
I'll tell you what didn't hold up: MASH. Unfortunately, I mean the serious moments on MASH hold up. But the humor is very punny,
right?
And very jokey. Like it just. Although I still think the acting is amazing, and like the other moments that they pulled off in a sitcom are even more amazing now because how soft television is. But like the jokes just don't I don't even want to see your Looney Tunes. Like you let that.
But when you say hold up, nothing's being replayed right now on network television to hold up. Is that what are you saying?
Meaning that hold up. Meaning that the jokes aren't like when you look at them, you're not really you don't laugh at them anymore. Like Taxi, you'll watch. All in the Family, you'll watch. Honeymooners, you're watching, and you'll still laugh at it. You still laugh because the humor holds up.
The Honeymooners, beyond amazing still.
The most classic ever. Sanford and Son, you still laugh at. I mean, just miserable and
Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen an episode of that in years, so who knows if that would hold up.
Well, Bob Newhart's got to hold up, too.
I'll tell you what doesn't hold up on Mary Tyler Moore is Stupid Rhoda. It's so sitcom-y. I never liked her on the show anyway. It's so sitcom-y. Her I don't know, man. All right.
And it's too 70s hippie kind of...
Power of Love, Summer of Love.
They got that whole look. Like her whole look is, you can't watch it and not think. It's like Charlie's Angels is the same thing. Something like that. You just can't look at the hair and not go, completely dated.
Yeah.
I was watching last night that got me laughing was Back to the Future was on. So I pop it on to go to sleep to. And I realized that at the beginning, when Doc sets the time machine for the future, he's going 25 years in the future. That's like 3 years from now.
Uh-oh.
Pretty much it.
Still no flying stuff.
No, and then he went...
When I say stuff, we used to say flying cars. I just want the flying skateboard. That's all.
At the end, he goes 30 years into the future, which in 1985 would make it... help me, please, with the math.
2015.
2015? Is that right?
85, 2015.
I didn't want to do the math.
What, for 30 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we only have like maybe 7 or 8 years left until it reaches that point. And when he came back, the car was flying. It had that little food processor thing on the back where you could put food in and it turns into nuclear energy. And he came out with those wacky glasses on. It's like, wait a minute, this is going to happen in 8 years? And then my girlfriend said, "No, you idiot, it's a movie." Kind of made me feel stupid.
Hey, we got to worry about popcorn lung.
Popcorn lung?
Popcorn lung.
What the hell is that?
Let's ask the expert. Rich Voss, what do you think popcorn lung is?
It's, if you eat too much popcorn, sometimes the kernels... I have no idea.
Wow. You're on me for a minute.
The kernels will get lodged between your lungs and your esophagus. Or what your
Close.
food.
Keep going.
Your
kernels, popcorn lung, kernels. What do you got?
I would say it's dangerous.
I know what it is.
Oh, Jimmy knows.
If you eat a bunch of uncooked popcorn and then you lay on your back and it's sunny out, it will cook in your lungs and you'll die. That's a stupid way to go.
I don't think that's it.
Popcorn lung. Make it sound like it's Agent Orange.
I would say it has nothing to do with literal popcorn.
Oh, really?
I thought it was just some kind of thing that maybe the air sacs in your lungs kind of harden, and because the doctors say it looks like popcorn, that it's called popcorn lung.
Well,
like cauliflower ear isn't actually cauliflower on your ear, although it could be, but that's just stupid.
All right, well, here we go. Now we have to worry about popcorn lung.
Now to a health alert about one of America's favorite snack foods.
No, it is
microwave popcorn. What happens when you open that bag up? Yeah, you get that whiff of something really good, but there may be something else going on as well, and Chris has the story.
Rob, to be sure, it is one of the distinct pleasures in the home. Popcorn, especially of the microwave-to-mouth variety, but the butter flavor is raising questions. Could this delight be dangerous to something other than your waistline? Nothing smells like buttered popcorn, a snack made easy to enjoy thanks to the microwave. It's tough to believe that aroma could be anything but pleasurable, but the same chemical used to create that buttery smell has been linked to serious health issues for workers who make the snacks.
Oh my God,
I know 53-year-old.
They put cigarettes in the popcorn.
When they say microwave to mouth, isn't that where it goes? You don't rub it on your elbow first.
Microwave to mouth.
You don't hide it around the house and play squirrel with popcorn. You take it out and you put it in your mouth.
Play squirrel? What is that?
Hide it around like a squirrel did with his nuts. You hide it around the house. What are you dissecting every little line?
I'm actually asking. There was a game that older gentlemen played. I never used to play squirrel around the house. Yeah. Like hide Easter eggs. I thought it was like a game that people.
I've heard of squirrel it away or something.
Yeah, but what the joke was, microwave to mouth, and I got a laugh with the elbow thing, and I should have stopped.
All right, we'll go back to the audio.
Been linked to serious health issues for workers who make the snacks, like 53-year-old Jerry Blaylock.
I've got grandkids who take them to the zoo and like to the amusement parks.
Ooh.
And I no longer can do it.
After working just 10 months at the St. Louis Flavoring Company, he developed a life-threatening disease commonly called popcorn lung.
Commonly called? You cannot say commonly called when no one knows what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, we've been on this earth a while now, and I've never heard that term before.
Do they bring canaries into the popcorn factory just in case?
Right.
Take a look at him. He's still alive.
So it's the chemical that produces the buttery smell, and it's giving factory workers lung problems.
Oh, wow.
Love the criticism over there for each other.
There's going to be a leak cover-up. I
just wrote it.
It's going to be a big cover-up, and there's going to be, an investigation. Who's covering up the popcorn smell that was giving the lung problem? Okay. It's hard to do with him staring at me.
It's factory workers.
Yeah.
It's not people at home eating popcorn.
Yeah, no, it's like the rat mentality. You got to be exposed to this just a ridiculous amount.
The saccharine rats.
Happen. Right.
Yeah.
10 months.
Now his once healthy lungs can hold just 45% of breathing capacity. Experts believe when heated in a factory setting, the chemical produces a toxic and potentially lethal gas. David Michaels, a former Assistant Secretary of Energy, has been studying the issue for the last 4 years.
4 years?
Workers who mix the chemical either as a liquid or as a powder breathe in small amounts of this chemical, and it just devastates their lungs.
So now the comfort food is coming under scrutiny from those who want to be sure that ripping open a bag at home isn't a hazard.
How much popcorn do you have to eat at home for it to be
my God, you got to have it cooking constantly.
Non-stop popcorn.
Just vats and vats of popcorn all over the house.
You're not opening a hazard.
Right.
Yeah.
It's at the factory.
More people choke to death on it than will ever die.
Absolutely.
You open it up and Dustin Hoffman and Rene Russo walk in with hazmat suits. That was pretty good.
I want to bite your cheek.
No, it wasn't.
I want to bite your cheek because of the way you tried to make it clever by mentioning the names of the actors and not the movie. He wanted to say it's like something on Outbreak, but no. He had to think, was that Rene Russo or was that Melanie Griffith? Okay,
let me think.
You walked in like Dustin Hoffman and Rene, and then he just lost it in hazmat. Hazmat suits.
Well, we got a congresswoman involved here.
Oh, good. That's what we need.
There we go.
The FDA has never studied the effects of diacetyl, But Conagra Foods, the makers of Orville Redenbacher, told us they're confident the everyday use of their popcorn is safe for consumers. And when it comes to diacetyl, the focus of concern is workplace exposure. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro is asking the FDA to ban the chemical altogether until it can be proven safe to consumers.
We need to revoke its designation, test it further, and protect the public health.
For now, the situation is literally up in the air. No proof that home exposure is toxic. But as Michael says, better to be safe than sorry.
I know in my home, when we make microwave popcorn...
Imagine he was like a closet smoker, and his wife was on him for decades, and it's
the popcorn.
He finally got lung problems and went, it's the popcorn.
Damn popcorn. What is this guy going to say? Because I heard he was getting into something that sounded like it was going to sound ridiculous.
Safe and sorry.
I know in my home, when we make microwave popcorn, we open it up underneath the vent over the stove so no one breathes the fumes. I'd like to see some branch of the federal government actually go out and test what's coming off these bags and is it causing any illness.
What? Should be noted, flavoring manufacturers have already paid out more than $100 million as a result of suits brought by workers affected by popcorn lung. In California, a bill is being considered to ban its use in the state altogether. But the consumer side, not as much is known about it.
More testing. More testing.
That's the hope.
$100 million for popcorn lung?
$100 million given out for popcorn lung.
What do they use? This fine gasoline asbestos combination smells like popcorn when you heat it.
It's so tasty.
What is it?
Why don't they just use butter?
I know, butter and cyanide.
And popcorn. Butter and dried corn makes popcorn. Package it. These reports coming in. Iraq, the only documented case of home popcorn lung, and Iraq has popcorn body.
Iraq, you going to take that?
It doesn't matter.
What?
What?
No. You can. That was you. I thought it was him.
I did reach for the bottle, though.
I'm so gullible. I'm shy.
Hey, we got audio.
What? Of what?
Michael Bolton.
Oh.
This is timely. This goes back to 2003 at Fenway Park.
Let me just throw this at Iraq. There we go.
All right. Michael Bolton doing a terrific job with the national anthem at Fenway Park.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see what so brightly we had at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er ramparts we watched.
How uncomfortable. I didn't think we were going to get the payoff, man.
Good recovery, though. Good recovery. They all clapped like, all right, idiot.
They were ready to give him a beating. And he decided to just sing really loud and emotional.
Oh.
You got it.
Boy, that's got to be the worst.
What was he, a newsroom reporter? Remember when the guy... Come on. Wait, that's a good callback to the first story earlier. You know what?
I'd like to open this wall and just wheel you out.
Or just throw popcorn
The
at
listeners
me.
are a bit confused. You're listening to Bring Your Kid to Work Day. None of us have kids yet, so we decided Rich Voss would be perfect.
Are you kidding me?
Without a word, I wanted to open the wall like it was a door, and we're like 15 or 16 floors up, and then just like not even say anything to you, just gently turn you around and push
you
out.
You
go out and over the edge.
I was going to hit the car crash, and then I realized the car crash would have saved him. He just kept going and digging yourself deeper in that hole.
Listen, here's the thing.
Oh, I got it all right.
All right, wait, Rich might be honest. I'm going to throw that back there, E-Rock. Michael Bolton was reading the words off his hand when he paused.
Couldn't he have a teleprompter?
Yeah. He didn't really know the words. That's what the video shows?
Yeah, he stopped, where you can hear him stopping, and he kind of looks, his eyes dart around, and then he looks down, like, right at his hand, trying to be subtle, but he's on television.
How big is his hand that he could write the whole Star Spangled Banner on it?
You would get the first couple of words. Oh, now I gotta use my other hand.
It'd be at my elbow and around my torso.
Michael Bolton. I celebrate his entire catalog.
What? You were talking about
Space.
You were talking about the newsreader.
That's a great movie.
I really got to see the whole thing.
You need
required viewing
or something or on the ground. Don't put it on your hand. We have to hold it up and look at it.
You were talking about the newsreader that lost his place, right?
Yeah, and you see how he paused, and it was like he lost his place.
Right.
All right.
Oh, there it is. There's the picture.
If you guys got it.
Oh, God, that's a little obvious. He just brings his hand up to his face. Completely. Let me read.
What is he, Rick Shapiro?
You would think that you would just, if you're going to do that, you would, I don't know, practice over and over again, make sure it's not the easiest song
to sing. You know the lines.
Do what they say.
Maybe they asked him the night before, and he just didn't know. I know there is nothing worse than forgetting the words to a song when you're singing. It's very, very, very embarrassing. You got to just kind of mumble your way through it and hope no one notices, but everyone notices. And the biggest problem is when you're singing a song, for the most part, you don't know what you're singing until that line actually comes up. So you're thinking of it in your head as the song goes along, and you don't know what the hell the next line is until that moment you have to sing it.
I've had that with jokes where if right now someone put a gun at your head and said, recite, what's the punchline? You'd be like,
right. I have no idea.
Just a panic.
Yeah.
It's a rhythm.
But then as you're going, you realize, hey, but then there are those times where it's just like, uh-oh, dead spot.
Dude, I was practicing, and I'll blow the joke. I don't care. I was going over. It was because I'm shooting the HBO special soon, and I was practicing the closing joke for my HBO special, and I'm like, I'm forgetting the punchline, and I had to go through it. And it was finally, aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
Shut up, you fool!
Thank God.
God, you got me. I hate you. I want you sitting on Rich's lap as I wheel you both out the window.
I'll just push him, and then I might as well jump and just follow him down.
By the way, there's a show going on outside the studio. I guess they're all laughing at Roland today because he's been doing impressions for everybody.
Roland's doing impressions. He does, I heard Club Soda Kenny.
Yep.
Which other one did I hear? It was great.
What was the other one?
Seinfeld.
You do a Seinfeld,
dude?
Roland?
Close your eyes.
All right, here's Roland. He books the guest for our show.
Hi, Roland.
Hello.
Good job on Ozzy the other day.
Oh, thanks. Who are these people?
Do it again. Yeah, that's not enough.
Everyone can do that part.
George, where's Kramer?
Oh, how much popcorn did he eat?
No, that's actually Ted Seinfeld.
Why do you think you can do impressions?
I don't. My voice sounds the same for everybody. Basically.
But what? They were just egging you on?
I don't know. It just comes out sometimes. I don't know.
He does these impersonations. I swear, you would think it was the real people.
It just comes out.
Goodfellas.
This gift just comes out.
Yeah, this gift.
Like he's an idiot savant.
Without that pesky savant
heart, yeah.
What, I gotta see a little more Seinfeld. Okay. Here's the scene. You're in the Chinese restaurant, right? And you trying to get a table. And you're frustrated because there's no tables available. You've been there the whole time. And go.
George, we should leave this restaurant.
It sounds like Dracula fan said.
I love right after the line. It's too bad it's radio. His entire face collapses in on itself.
What about the pen? The episode with the pen.
This pen writes backwards.
Backward?
The astronaut pin?
Upside down.
Upside down.
Before you do an impression, you should turn around first and fix your hair.
Yeah.
Turn around and then turn around back.
You should fix your hair with a 38.
By the way, he also does Club Soda Ken.
Yes, he does a dead-on Club Soda Kenny. Roll.
says.
Okay.
Thank you, GH. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I don't. We see him in the morning.
That's Kenny on the Waltons.
Yeah, none of us see him at night. It's not even an accurate impression.
This is zero confidence. Like it's just the least confidence a human can have without just his life force leaving his body and him falling down dead.
His nose is sweating. He is soaked.
Is there anyone else? Because I know you know a lot of celebrities through booking and everything. Is there anybody else that you do impressions of?
Never really.
No?
No.
Do more Kenny. I mean, come on.
Let's hear Kenny.
Wanna hear me do the Monster Mash?
Ooh. Oh. Do you do an impression of our own Master Poe?
Gentlemen, is this free food again?
And then he goes,
a Yiddish Master Poe.
Yeah. Oy vey, I'm going to beat you up. Can you do Christopher Walken? That seems to be a popular one that Jay Moore does very well.
That's bizarre.
Oh, God. So the answer to your question would be no.
Yeah.
He can't.
Who's coming up on our show in the near future?
Chuck Liddell's going to call in.
Oh, good.
That's good. This might be a little hack. Everyone does it, so you should have no problem doing this. Arnold Schwarzenegger. A lot of people do it.
I'm the Governator.
Archie Bunker. That would be an easy one for him.
How about this? How about not walking? Jack Nicholson.
Oh.
You can't handle the truth.
It was a question.
Yeah.
It was you can't handle the truth.
All right, we got to get out of here. We'll have more with Roland tomorrow, probably. Roland's rap. We got time for that? Real fast. This is Butcher, one of our guys. He came up with this. Listen.
When you need radio gold, he's the one that you call. With crappy movie reviews, wears his shirts extra small. The one you can count on the book at guest for a session, but ends every single sentence he says in a question. No pronunciation, soft spoken and mumbles. Just try and put him behind the mic and he crumbles. Babbling moron, that's for you to decide. Bonadouche, check him out Friday wide. It's rolling, 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 rolling. It's rolling, 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 rolling. It's rolling, 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 rolling. It's rolling, 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 rolling.
Good. I mean, had action, suspense.
That's one of his movie reviews.
Got your own, theme song there, Roland.
Action.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Can I say, by the way, real quick, I got a thing signed by Chuck Liddell yesterday. His manager sent to me, and he also sent me a pair of Chuck shorts that were signed. It was the most bizarre thing.
Ew.
I'm happy.
Are they short shorts?
No, unfortunately, they weren't like match used. I checked.
Oh, okay.
So, quick plugs. Voss, you're gonna be where?
Catch a Rising Star, Providence, Rhode Island, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I'm in Nashville, and the next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm in Stress Factory in New Jersey. Last week before HBO.
Very good. All right, guys.
See you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, let's just say that. So long.